Here we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Woohoo!
Hello.
Welcome into today's episode of Dragonlance: Shadow of the Dragon Queen. Wait, Dred does this way better. Dred, can you give us a little Dragonlance? Dragonlance. There we go. That's way better. Way better. Welcome to Dragonlance. Haha.
We're gonna have fun today. Are you gonna sit down and cry?
Yeah, Mickey.
Gosh, that's protected IP.
All right, this is off the rails very quickly. Oh,
Excuse me, Lance.
Welcome everyone to episode 10. It's been 10 episodes, over 75,000 hours of good content. My God. Let's go around the horn. Let's go around the table, introduce ourselves and our characters, and then we'll do any announcements that we have, and then we'll jump right in. I know stuff is happening over the world of Dred, so Dred, why don't we start with you? What's going on, man?
I feel like there's some sort of pattern here. I was first last week, but I'll take the reins. Here I go. Guys, tomorrow I am starting a brand new game of Call of Cthulhu. It's a mega campaign. It's called Horror on the Orient Express. We've got a brand new cast of amazing people. I can't wait to introduce you to them. And we're going to have a lot of fun. It's starting at 7 p.m. AEST, but I will post about it during the day tomorrow, so on my Twitter. So go to the Twitter, follow there, and you'll find out when that's going live. It's going to be a lot of fun. Going to be a lot of fun. I'm so excited. But apart from that, I'm playing Ollie tonight, who is a druid with Circle of the Shepherd and the youngest of the Hartman family, and apparently is being hunted in their dreams. So that is scary, but we'll find out more this session.
It'll be fine.
I'm gonna pass it on. It's fine.
It's fine. What's the worst that could happen?
Freddy Krueger stuff. It's fine, you know, just like Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, if I get hurt there, I brought an acorn from the dream realm, so
that's good.
Oh, yeah.
It must do something.
I hope it's Nightmare 3, The Dream Warriors.
By the way,
Yeah.
83% of chat thinks that Corey will be the first one to roll in that one. Literally nobody else has voted for Ollie or Goose. Just to be clear, they just think Corey is...
Why do we assume I'm going to be the one rolling in that
I
one?
don't. I just chat think so. They've put
Well, Goose is incapable of failure, so...
yeah, same with Ollie. I got that
So,
youngster energy.
Corey always rolls higher than Lyndon, so...
I roll notoriously badly, so why are people not voting for me?
Yeah, why is...
Yeah,
why
and
is
Rob's
Lyndon
gonna
not the top of the
Rob's
votes?
gonna roll a 0. It's not even
maybe
possible.
chat
So
knows.
actually, I will
Chat
say,
knows.
Rob was in the studio last night for the Chronicles of Aelwyn and rolled 2 natural 20s
In a
during
row?
the session.
Yeah.
I rolled 4 times in the game. I got 2 20s, a 17, and an 18.
So
I was
finally
on
just-
fire.
And you saw it in
Finally just
person,
cheating, huh?
And
Finally
you
just stacking the dice.
That's it. Forget
I've
it.
given up. I've finally given up. And just
Have you checked the
Other
Are AJ's dice just 20s on every side, and there's like 119? You know, just to,
Just give him a win for once.
That's it.
He's making his own luck.
Since he's already speaking, Zach, I heard that something's happening also in your neck of the woods.
Oh yeah. So the game that I am working on with I'm a
By
very small
yourself?
part of a very large team. Is we are doing a live event on. I'm not sure if you've heard of this tiny Dungeons and Dragons crew, Critical Role.
No.
We're doing a
They're actually
live...
pretty big.
Yeah.
Probably
Oh,
arguably
really?
the biggest. Yeah.
Beautiful name.
Probably
I
the
don't
biggest
think
one.
you don't understand sarcasm.
Laura Bailey, and it is being hosted by Troy Baker. It is over on it'll be on the Critical Role channel tomorrow for me. It is on April 12th at 7 p.m. PT and April 13th at 12 p.m. AET.
So it's tonight for us in North America. It's tonight at the usual Critical Role time, just a day early. It's a special event.
Yes.
Special
They're going to be doing live performances of some of the songs from the game. I am very excited.
Wait, are you showing up at Critical Role? Are you there right now?
Be there.
Pan
Can you imagine?
Pan the camera to Matt
Oh my
Mercer
God.
right now. Pan, he's asleep. Like,
Zach's a sleeper agent.
But yeah, it's a whole production thing. The marketing team at Summerfall put a lot of effort into it, and it's going to be super exciting. It's going to be super exciting. So yeah, if you want to hear Laura Bailey sing, go right ahead. Go there.
okay, amazing. What if we want to hear you sing?
You can go nowhere. Nowhere has that information.
Well, how about right here, right now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Exclusive for GM
Maybe I'll do
Workshop.
another rendition of the outro theme song.
You know what Rob's favorite song is, so you could practice it. We all know he loves the Happy Birthday song.
Let's do it.
Let's do. Yeah, except it's not. I don't think it's today. It's like in a month from now or something. And he turns like 24. He's just such a young little guy.
Benjamin Button. He goes backwards.
He goes backwards. He's Merlin.
Wait,
He just.
Are you talking about me?
Yeah, he lives backwards.
I'm far from 24. I'm an extra decade on that.
No.
I know.
Oh.
It's,
You don't look a day over 21.
Speaking of the eldest on the channel, that's me. Let's go. I think the youngest actually probably of all of us. Maybe I'm wrong, but AJ, what's going on in your neck of the woods?
What's happening in my neck of the woods? Hi, I'm AJ. I am a dungeon master and a world builder here at Winter's Tales. This is my studio behind me, and I've got Robert Hartley here in the studio.
What?
Why do I feel like I'm on a news show?
Just in. Robert Hartley is joining me.
Now I'm in the Corylus scene as well.
Yeah, so currently we have Rob in Perth, which is super exciting, and you guest starred in Koa last night. So the Chronicles of Aelwyn is our flagship Dungeons & Dragons show over here, and we do that on Tuesday nights. And that's about most of the stuff happening on my neck of the woods, just
Nice.
continuing with Dungeons and Dragons and nerd life.
Good.
me.
Did they put like banners in the city? Rob's coming, and like there's like downtown's been decorated. Is it like a big
No,
event?
no one knows him here.
Okay.
There was a disappointing lack of red carpet, I found.
And
Who doesn't know of his existence? Tonight I'm playing Corey, one half of the twins, wizard,
The better half of
and
the twins.
notoriously bad at social situations.
Perfect. Thank you. And
You're not
right
meant to
beside.
pick favorites, Dad. Sorry. It's in the dad manual.
There's just a lot of unnecessary Rob hate happening at the moment.
We're going to pick on Rob a little bit more because we're going to go to Ellen next. Ellen, tell us what's going on.
What?
Where's Bowser, and what's happening with you?
He's where he always is, sitting on my bed, on my pillows, living the life of luxury, yet still feeling entitled enough to bark at me throughout this entire stream. So
Good.
again, always my apologies. I'll show him at the end of my spiel. But I am Ellen. You can find me on Twitter at EllenKGraham1. Follow me. The more validation I get, the more will I have to continue with the day.
Numbers go up, people happy. It's just
Powered by validation.
Yeah, it's called depression, I hear. Anyway, and most of the stuff that's happening in my life, apart from Cyberpunk, every Friday at Sirenscape, join in for that. It's been like 11 seasons or something crazy. Our group of edge runners just bought a diner together, and I'm going to be like managing that, so it's going to be very, very, very fun. But mainly, check out Roll to Cast. That's ROLE. We're an winning variety TTRPG podcast, and each season of the podcast is a different game system. So there's something for everyone. We are continuing with our current season, which is releasing, which is Starfinder. Very, very, very fun. And I will be GMing the next season.
Ooh.
So make sure you follow Roll to Cast on all of the socials, because there might be news dropping about what I will be running. And
Nice.
yeah, that's gonna be
I
super
heard you
fun.
say
and
new
I'm playing.
I heard you say new droppings, and I'm like, that's not what she said. That is absolutely not what she said. But that's what I heard.
In my ecological work.
Yeah, nice, exactly.
No, and I play Juniper, who is the eldest sister and everyone's mum. That's right. Yes, a ranger for her keen eyes, because she's had to be looking out for where her siblings are for all of her life. And there we go. It's Bowser's first bark of the stream.
We love Bowser.
Bowser.
I
Come here.
need more fire mics in chat for Bowser.
Yeah, exactly. I've been calling it rolling at Bowser, by the way, at home. This is a thing now. Yeah, this is absolutely a thing.
It's a thing.
Here he is.
It's taken over.
It has.
You want
There
memes?
he
Because
is.
this is how we get memes. We play D&D.
Oh, God.
Oh, he's like, no.
Very-
I have a biscuit, Mom. Just let me eat it.
You wouldn't even have that
Forbid.
biscuit if not for me. Oh, God. Oh, God.
All right. Well,
This is
while
terrible.
Ellen is struggling with the dog, Rob, how are you doing? What's going on with you? Tell us all about it.
I'm good, thank you. What's going on for me is that I'm in Perth at the moment, catching up with some amazing content creators here and telling Perth of my existence, apparently. I'm Robert Huntley, GM. I'm a professional dungeon master, TTRPG player, full-time nerd. I'm mostly known for my work with Viva la Dirt League, comedy group on YouTube. And I also am a dungeon master in my own right, everywhere, all over the internet at Robert Hartley GM. And tonight I'm playing the other half of the lesser half of the twins, apparently, Lyndon.
Say that.
I didn't say it. You said it. Somebody said it.
I said it. It was me. I said it.
You cut him deep. Like,
I did.
That's like a deep cut.
Well, I mean, he's the math one, and like you know what I mean. Like
it just gives. Lyndon's the sort that it just gives them a fire under their ass, though, to be like, I'll show them. I'll show them.
I'll show them all.
He's the only one doing things out of the twins.
Channeling your inner.
I essentially cast Meteor Swarm last week.
True. At level 3.
Before, I suppose.
Not bad. Not bad. Cool. Finally, I guess there's me. Welcome. This is somehow my channel. People allowed me to be online, let me out of my cage. Today's episode 10. We hit 400 subscribers on YouTube, which is not much, but you know what? It's more than it was before. So we're almost halfway to 1,000. But you know, we'll get there in about at this pace in about 12 years. 12 years when YouTube has fallen apart. Then I'll be like, I have my silver play button, children.
I did it.
I did it.
Can't tease me anymore.
Yeah. So feel free to do stuff, guys, gals, non-binary pals. We're about to jump in.
It's gotten to the point where I'm very rarely ever actually bringing up my play button.
Yeah.
It's only ever other people who bring it up and then tease me about how often I don't bring it up. I don't.
That's good marketing, right there.
That's great.
Good marketing. It's a genius.
Branding.
Yeah, you put in the work at the start.
Talking about his play button again. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
All right, so we're gonna jump to the trailer. As always, we'll be doing a giveaway at the end of the stream for a Tailspire code. Thank you, Tailspire, for providing these codes. Maybe more to come on that side. And finally, I can't make the announcement yet, but I unofficially have a big stream coming up as well. I'm going to be starting an evening stream, Eastern Standard Time. We haven't quite picked an evening, but it looks like it might be Monday night, Eastern Standard Time. Don't know yet. And you guys don't know them, but I might have a person to play with on Monday night, so that'll be fun. Keep your eyes peeled on socials for that one, I guess. Yeah, I'm kind of excited of, actually not being up at 5 o'clock in the morning to run a game. That'll be exciting. Who knew?
Passive aggressive.
Who knew that? It's not you guys. It's not. No. Oh my god! All right. I'm gonna. This is all me. You guys are great. I love this. I love this table. Okay, it goes to the trailer. Okay. All right. Bye, everyone. We'll be right back.
It has been 300 years since the gods punished the world of Kryn. They shifted continents, sundered nations, consumed empires. 300 years since the gods departed, ushering in the time of darkness. Yet nothing is eternal. The world begins to heal. Fragile nations rebuild, tentative alliances reforge. But in the shadows to the east, the drums of war sound. Will darkness consume the land, or will heroes stand in its way? Welcome to Dragonlance, Shadow of the Dragon Queen. The monster of metal, fire, and hatred consumed Vogler and those left behind, and we were whisked away by ash, wind, water, and wood. As we stood on a small fishing boat, we worried about our brother Goose and our father, who may have been left behind. Not too long after, we saw our heroic brother take the fight against the greedy Gerber, who had left so many behind to save his steel. I leapt to the bank as soon as I saw him jump from the ship to return him to our pack. When we stood amongst our siblings once again, he recounted that he had killed Lord Gerber, an act of kindness for the world, I'm sure. On our humble vessel we met a bard named Arethra, who seemed taken by our family, especially my sister Cori. Arethra had lost her father to the monster and found comfort in Cori, though my brother was not sure about this exchange between the two of them. We also discovered that our brother Goose had begun to grow scales. Our sister Cori believes it has something to do with the magic ring that is hosted on his finger. I did not voice this theory, but I believe that perhaps it has something to do with the turtle that had bitten his genitalia. As we traveled to Kalaman, My elder sister was lost in thought about what had happened and what was to come. She shared her grief of what could have been, and I shared with her that I also have this grief. She reassured me that she just needed space, and so I left her to her thought. Not long after this conversation, my brother Lyndon found me to discuss my attempt to leave the pack, and that letting Junie know would break her. You see, during our interaction with the messenger of the monster, my impulses got the better of me after I saw what she had done to my pack, to Godswind, to Garrett. Not satisfied with Mother, trying to get the rest of us killed, you idiot. These were the words of my brother. He was right. I had caused more harm. I almost got us killed, so I left. I was expecting to be brought to heel with this conversation, but something was different this time. Something had changed after our conversation. Perhaps a way forward. Only time will tell. We embraced. It was nice. Eventually, we all took rest, and I fell into a deep dream where I saw everything I ever wanted. My family was happy, and the farm was flourishing without worries. It was the most beautiful thing that I had ever seen. It was shown to me that indeed I was the cause for so much bane in my family's lives. However, I soon discovered that this dream was being shown to me by the Trapper, a darkness that hunts me in my dreams. He offered my family salvation. At the cost of myself, my dream would come true. They would be happy, and they would not remember me. If not for the wisdom that you shared with me in that forest, if not for my sister, if not for my brother's embrace, I would have accepted. I denied him, and that is when you revealed yourself in your full brilliance. The Trapper swore to hunt us all, and as he did, you said to take the mask and the golden acorn at his feet and get out of there. And I did. I got my whole ass out of there.
He got his whole ass out of there. Love it.
Hello, lady.
Oh,
That's where I'm at.
All
and
right.
we're back.
And we're back.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Did you miss us?
They did. They did. What a great recap. Thank you for that. We pick up today as the ships, the small vessels, are still on their way to Kalaman. It is late, and all of you had taken a bit of respite. You had left, I think, Juniper watching over the lot of you. And as night turned into a rainy, miserable morning, in the distance, you could see the towering beacons, the, what's the word I'm looking for? The lighthouses, and the massive walls. Yep, that's the word. Yep, no. The walls of the harbor of Kalaman. Sticking out into the sea, the enormous walls that have protected the city for a long time, the capital of Nightland. You have arrived. Though you're one of the last boats. You can see a number of like a dozen boats or so have been brought to the cliffs away from the town, and a number of the refugees of Vogel have already gotten out. You can see some of them already sitting on the harbor or on the cliffs fishing. There's a fishing boat out there. You can see there's a little bit of smoke coming out from behind the large jutting rocks, where presumably the refugees have already started making camp tents. There's a few fires. A couple trees have already been felled. There's cords of woods. They're getting ready. They don't know what the future holds. And in their midst, you see Garrett is already here. The night sleep somehow having helped him, looking injured and tired, but he's wearing the armor that was gifted to him by Becklin, and he's in the middle of talking with Mayor Raven. Well, once Mayor Raven. As you look around, you are spotted by one of the villagers. They wave to you, and they start whispering, "Hey, they're up!" before returning to their work, and the whispers of your awakening filters through some of the villagers until Mayor Raven and Garrett look up and spot you standing on the cliffside. With that, though, as Finch is with you guys, and Erethria is also, or sorry, Erethia. So I'm saying that with that Dread is saying it.
Urethra.
Yeah. There was so many different ones. I was like, oh, we're going with
We
urethra.
really.
I know, which I love it. Which I love it.
Urethra. Yeah.
It's Erethia.
It's just a family all gets it wrong.
Erethia.
Big A. We'll call her.
I'll even tap it in chat. Erethia.
I'll play it.
It's all good. Yeah, basically. Eureka, that's right. That's gonna be a meme. I should say the names of NPCs out loud, so I know. Like, right? It sounds like urethra a little bit. I could see it. So she's still sort of like hanging out with you guys, but the day is yours, and you can see Garrett is slowly making his way. He's got a bit of a limp as he's making his way towards you. But what do you, Hartman, want to do?
I would like to say that Goose is not in his usual attire. He is in a set of overalls, and on the boat ride at some point in the evening, Finch dyed his usually luscious blonde locks to a dark black. So
she used whatever charcoal she has. It's not the best dye job ever, but it. There's still some patches, and the roots are, not very well done.
Yeah.
But good enough.
He couldn't part with actually shaving it. He was like, absolutely not. But he has a black mane.
It's
now.
not a phase, Mom.
It's not a phase.
Yeah. Are we all like awake or?
Yeah. By the time the ship arrives, all of you are awake. Ollie, you have in your possession. If you fiddle around in your bag, you'll find that the acorn is very much with you.
Ollie is going to try and get everyone into a conversation if possible. So if it's one of those situations where everyone's just overstimulated and they're all looking off in the distance and don't really want to...
Your boat is like, it's just arrived and you're disembarking, or you're about to disembark, we'll say. But you essentially, you've been spotted and Garrett is making his way to you.
If it makes it... Oh, sorry. You go.
I need to talk to you all. I think it's important.
All right.
Okay. What's on your mind?
Last night, I had the strangest dream. Much like the dream I had when we were in Vogler, and I awoke with a bit neck.
Is it one of those dreams where you don't have any pants on, you're at school?
No, I had my pants on. I very much had my pants on.
That's not an issue for some of us Hartmans.
Yeah.
I saw Mother and Father and the rest of you, and what life would have been like without me. But there was
Ollie.
someone else. Okay, it's fine.
No, you shouldn't need to think about that.
Junie, thank you. The trapper was there again, and he was tempting me to give you the life that I've always wanted for you all. But never mind that. Grandmother was there, and she told me to get out of there. But this trapper, this dark force in my dreams, it seems to be wanting to hurt her and hurt the rest of us, and I don't know what to make of it. I'm very scared and worried for you all and our grandmother, and I don't know what any of it means, but I plucked this from there, and I'm going to outstretch my hand, and there's a golden acorn that sort of glints in the light.
Well, you're here now, and no harm is going to come your way.
I don't know if that's true, Junie. I don't know how any of this works.
No.
Put it down. Put it on the floor.
I put it down.
I'm going to start casting Detect Magic as a ritual.
Sure, you can. I was about to tell you guys, both you and Corey can make an Arcana check even before you cast Detect Magic if you like.
Before you do,
Goose
brother.
is going to rub his finger across it and then lick it.
Tastes like an acorn, dude. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Haven't we learned from messing with magical objects?
13,
And I'm gonna, like,
Yeah. That is the way you learn.
I'm gonna flick Goose's
Twins.
back where the scales are.
Nice.
Actually, it didn't hurt.
You both rolled 13s?
We both rolled a 13.
We both got a 19 total.
Jinx.
19, okay. This very much looks like you mean your experience. You've been to Wayreth, the Tower of Sorcery there. This looks like any number of items you would have seen on the shelves back at school. presumably this is a spell component of some kind.
Cast Detect Magic anyway, just as a ritual over the next 10 minutes.
Sure.
I'm going to walk over to Lyndon and Corey, and I'm going to say, I also think that my mask is connected to this. I got a sense that this dark force was tracking me through its use.
I would have said, actually, after your last one where you woke up with your throat all torn up, I saw a new aura on the mask, and the words lupus, lupus, lupus. It was obviously wolf-like at that point. I think it's awakening the mask, perhaps. Could I see it now?
Yes, of course.
I want to
Take
see
it
if
out and I'll hand it.
I wonder if each of your dreams awakens a new animal form in the mask of sorts. And I'll just, after 10 minutes, I'll just check out both the acorn and the mask.
Okay, so during those 10 minutes, is anybody else doing anything super cool? At that point, you can see that Garrett sort of made his way. This conversation that you had with the family, Ollie, Finch is there. So is the bard. Like, are you having this in front of them? Are you excusing yourself from them?
I saw me pulling everyone aside.
Okay.
But Arethea seems pretty sneaky with like observational stuff. So if she was like there, Ollie might not have noticed.
That's fine. It's just you're not including them in the cover. That's perfect. That's fine.
No, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just family.
Excellent, Iago. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. So they you're having this conversation with the family. You watch Finch is talking with Aretha on the side, and she's sort of like playing with, just playing it up a little bit, maybe a little bit. And Garrett eventually will stumble up as Lyndon is still casting his ritual, and he will by default approach Juniper, the one that he is the most familiar with.
Yeah.
And you could see his face, like he's got a severe burn mark that runs from like the scalp down across his face, where when he was fighting one of the Draconians, a splash of acid hit him and ate through a big part of it. And you can see literally tearing through his cheek, where his teeth are now like visible through the rip. It's not a great look, but at the same time, he's alive. And he's not covering it with his longer hair. He's just looking at you straight on. And this is kind of like who I am right now. And despite his effort, he still kind of has a bit of a limp.
I'm going to excuse myself kind of silently from the family, just kind of like almost like, squeezing the shoulders of Ollie and Lyndon as they kind of pour over the acorn. And I'm just going to slip away and go up to Garrett and say, there's nothing I can really say right now apart from that I'm sorry.
I'm not here for your apologies or your anything, Juniper. By the time you arrived, we've gotten word out of the city while you were still making your way. And he looks around and he points to the fact at the number of boats that are there. Lord Gerber's ship made its way into the city. And Mayor Raven has received word already, and he pulls out a scroll, for you and your brother to make your way to Castle Kalaman. I'm wondering if you don't mind if I come with you.
I mean, you can come with us, but don't you think you should see some medical help?
I'm not really interested in what you think right now.
It's risky. I would like to reach out and kind of put my hand on his shoulder and say, I understand. You don't owe anything to me. And I would like to cast Cure Wounds.
You watch as like sort of an injured puppy, he like takes a step back away from you instinctively. Make a Ooh, an empathy roll. What is that? Make like a
Insight, right?
It's like sort of insight.
It's like animal handling.
Inside is empathy, right?
Yeah, I think.
Can I use animal
puppy.
handling on the...
Are you-
animal
It's like with a
handling.
puppy.
Are you proficient in insight? And if so, I would tell you.
I have a +2.
All right, so no, but that's fine. Go ahead and give me an insight check, and let's see
Okay.
how he reacts to you.
That is a 17.
He takes a half step back, but you can see he's told himself not to. It's just like a reaction from just the massive amount of damage that he's taken recently. But he lets you eventually put your hand on his shoulder, and as you cast Cure Wounds, what color is your magic? Did you determine this?
Yeah, kind of green and gold, like
Perfect.
the sun dappling through a tree.
Oh, that's nice. As you reach out and touch his shoulder, you feel the warmth sort of leave your hand. There's the scent of the forest, the leaves, the sap that sort of fills the space. Just for a moment, the sound of the wind coming through. And some of the wounds on his face, while it doesn't completely reknit, there's now a large scab that's covering part of the hole. You can see the more severe burns around his eyes. That sort of the skin smooths out a little bit. It'll never be, barring greater magic than what you have available to you, back to what it was before, but certainly it has helped. And he brings his hands up to his face. I wish you'd been able to do that for my brother.
Is that the first time that Junie's cast magic knowingly?
She healed Goose.
Yeah, she's healed.
After I got my eye cut out.
She's healed before.
I don't know
had
that
she attempted it after seeing
Right.
Ollie do it and knowing that they kind of made the same deal and just kind of figured she, would try.
Right.
it's the
Because your
first
snare
time.
was- your snare was accidental, but your cure wounds, you're starting to realize you can do that.
So I think last time Lyndon maybe wasn't there to see it happen, but this I
Yeah.
think is the first time where you're there. Like she's not hiding it, as best as I can tell, Junie.
No.
So it's quite obvious, though the people around aren't watching. Actually, let's find out if anybody that's on the shoreline sees you.
Oh no. I just turn to Lyndon and I say them kenna?
Sorry.
And one of the nearby fishermen, who is like, when you're fishing, you're not always 100% paying attention to the fish. He sort of turns around at that moment,
Bad
stretches,
fisherman.
sees what's happened, and looks around and tells his buddy immediately, 2 of them. And the other, what do you mean? He walks and he starts whispering to his buddy fisherman who's there. Then the other guy leans back, looks at you, looks at Ollie, looks at you, looks at Ollie, and they're like, they're having a conversation that you can't quite make out, but evidently they are stunned and awed by not just you, but also your brother.
My eyes are just fixed on Garrett.
He hands you the letter and reiterates his ask. Can I come with you, please?
Goose, it looks like we're being summoned. Lord knows
Ooh.
why.
Couldn't say. For what purpose or reason?
Did Garrett say which brother? He just said your brother.
Did
He
you
said
not say Goose?
he did say Goose, and
Okay.
and
Okay.
Ginger. Yeah.
Otherwise,
Um,
I really fucked you up there, man. My brother, the murderer.
The one who did the murder?
The murdering that guy, that brother.
The one that can heal people or the one that kills people?
or the one
Or
that
the other
studies
one
people,
that throws rocks.
My brains are fucking
or the one that
rotten.
summons demons out of the sky. After about 10 minutes, then Lyndon, Corey, I'm not sure if Aretha is there, sort of like talking to Finch during that whole sort of setup. Are you doing anything? Are you watching Lyndon?
I am keeping I'm keeping back and just kind of listening to what Aretha and Finch are talking about, but also keeping an eye on my other siblings and like trying to just assess all the different conversations going on.
Sure,
right
give me a general perception check.
now. Not great. 12.
Okay. Finch is not really being super shy about it. Yeah, I'm a musician, you know, like I do stuff. I was in a band. It's pretty cool. And she's just like talking herself up a little bit. And so, you know, you should check us out. You're a bard, right? Like you can play music, you know. Goose was our lead guitarist, but he's kind of, you know, I don't think he's as good as you are, to be honest. Like I heard you playing on the
Wow.
boat. And
I'm right here.
I mean,
Also, now I'm way better because I've got one eye. That's just how it works.
right, so you see what I've been dealing with, right? Do you understand? And
you don't play guitar with your eye, so I guess that's fine.
Exactly.
and she's like, so are you like into blondes, brunettes? Like, what's your deal kind of thing? And she's just talking to her and just kind of hitting on her, you know, just being Finch. And meanwhile, your brother beside you is casting the spell. Ollie is not too far from you. Like, I'm not sure, Ollie, after you had the conversation, where are you standing?
What was that? I'm just watching Lyndon have it, and I haven't.
Okay.
I'm like, there's like Ollie's mind's going like 100 miles an hour, just
That's
thinking
fair.
about all the things that happened in the dream.
Perfect.
He definitely feels flustered because, like, you can see it on his face. He's very confused. He didn't get a chance to really go through all the information he needed to. But
Sure. So you can give me
he's biting
like
his lip.
give me like an insight check, Ollie, as you're revisiting insight/history, whatever one you want to use on revisiting the dream in your mind and sort of the elements of it. But essentially, Corey, Finch is hitting on Erethia, and your brother's casting a spell. And past that, you can see Juniper and is in conversation with Garrett in the distance.
10 on insight.
10. Okay,
I
great.
think
We'll get there.
I think Corey is just kind of letting Finch flirt with this person and just being like, "Oh, thank goodness."
Yeah. Erethia, like, despite Finch's approach, is kind of not seemingly super interested.
Damn it.
But in any case, okay. So eventually, Lyndon, you finish casting the spell, and the acorn itself definitely radiates magic, and I will tell you.
School of magic.
Yes, that's what I don't remember. I
If-
think it's
If
transmutation.
any.
There is definitely. Hang on. Definitely. It is conjuration. Sorry.
Conjuration. Okay.
Yes. You don't know exactly
conjuration
like
magic,
what spell specifically, but it definitely has a conjuration element
but
to it
it's
for sure.
used. It's clear to me that it's used as an arcane focus of sort a material component to a conjuration spell.
Yeah, so what you see actually is the acorn is not empty. Like when you finish casting the spell, when you put it down, it rattles. And through the magic that you've cast, there is inside of it a feather, a tuft of fur, and a fishtail that equally radiate magic inside. And you put it together that
I know what spell it is.
whatever component of this is, you, as part of the ritual of casting it, you pick one of those elements and something is conjured out of it.
Oh, I see. Cool. And then I focus on the mask to see if that has changed, if it says more than just lupus on it now.
This is going to depend on what Ollie may or may not have told you. So, Ollie, during your dream, you had the realization that the trapper, every time you wear that mask, every time you use it, it seems to notify him, or at least sort of like, imagine a radar ping that goes off somewhere, and it's giving him the general vicinity of where you are. He had a sense of where you are, and then perhaps lost you at some point, but as you've been using it, it has refined his search criteria until he found you again. This is something that came to... I'm not sure if you shared this with your brother.
Ollie shared it when he handed over the mask. Ollie was like, I think that the Dark Force is tracking me through the use of this mask.
Make a hefty Arcana check, Robin. That's just because you cast Detect Magic.
A hefty one.
A
So,
hefty...
What does that mean?
You're just gonna
So
pick up
heavy.
like
Hefty.
my
That's
most
a
heavy-
weighty
I want
boy.
a heavy. I'll take Corey's metal dice because it's heftier.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll roll my
11
5
plus
kilo
6.
dice now.
That's a 17.
Nice. There is on this mask, though it is transmutation, I think magic is what it is. It has bound to it an element that is... There's an aura about it that is overlaid it. And in fact, with the 17, there are 2 auras over it. One is incredibly familiar, though it is not one that you know, but it has the same sort of familiarity as your brother, your sisters. It has a familial connection to you. The other one is superimposed on top of it, and it reeks of necrotic energy. Just absolute. Interlaying within the fibers of this very mask, there is something about it that just radiates necrotic energy. And with the 17, the DC was 18, but close enough to give you that it is not visible to the naked eye, but with Detect Magic up, you can see almost like a heat wave when you look, at asphalt that's baking in the sun. Yeah. You can see sort of these heat waves coming off of it that seem to immediately disappear away from the mask. You're not sure where they go, but they're definitely sort of radiating off the mask and going away. They're very hard to see, but with Detect Magic, you're able to see the disturbance and the weave around it.
So, a couple of things. That acorn is used in some sort of conjuration spell that clearly summons some sort of a beast to you. Inside of it, I can tell that there's one of feather, fur, and fish. So you can summon a water, land, or sky animal of sorts to, I imagine, fight for you or be a messenger for you of some kind, I would imagine. Definitely conjuration. The mask, you're in trouble. It definitely has a familial resemblance, sort of like a mother's energy on it. The transmutation is normal, but now there's an overlay of sort of a necrotic energy that is sapping life. I think you should be wary of putting it on, because if you do now, before we've sorted out this trapper situation, it may be that the trapper uses you when you transform, uses some of your life energy or something. If you give me more time to study it, I might be able to learn more, but at the moment there's definitely something that is being sapped from it to something else. And if it's related to this trapper, you've mentioned trapper before. Could you help me understand, what is it? Is it a person? Is it a human? An elf? Or is it more of a feeling?
I don't know. It seems to resemble a human. The same one that used to hunt all the creatures around our farm and hurt all my friends. But
was it Trapper when you knew him in real life? In the waking world, I should say.
There was a Trapper in the waking world that was exactly
but
like
was it
that
the
Trapper,
same
but this one
form?
seems supernatural. I don't.
So this one is taking that form in your subconscious. It's taking the form of someone you've already dissociate with.
Yes.
Perhaps. And what exactly did it said that it wanted Gam?
It wanted to take everything that she cared for, as she took from him. It.
Oh.
It wanted vengeance.
Who did she
seems that
have enemies with?
You know that blue owl that I've told you about, or perhaps you've seen around?
Yes.
You talk about it a lot.
You do.
That's it. Apparently Gam. It's her. At least connected to her. She transformed from it.
Why doesn't she say hello? We haven't seen her in years.
I'm not sure. I didn't have time to ask.
I doubt she has nothing better to do than just follow you around as an owl, Ollie.
Perhaps it's a sanctuary, some sort of extension of her.
An extension of her
will.
Mind.
I hope to do that one day with
she would do.
With my magic, but I haven't dreamed that into existence yet.
The only one of the family that ever met Grandma in the flesh is Juniper. All of you have heard stories of Grandma. When Juniper Rose was born, Grandma came to visit, to meet, and she was pretty wee. Maybe she remembers, maybe she doesn't. I'll leave that to Juniper. But you do. The one thing that you would remember is her really vibrant, like red hair, flaming red hair that seemed to almost have a life of its own. Your grandma's name is Amelia, and you haven't. Ever since Mom went, you have heard nothing of her. Occasionally, you guys would get letters, or you get like care packages, or the occasional message that would be sent. But ever since Mom went, then Amelia has not been in touch, as far as you know.
I do remember.
Would I still be having a conversation with Garrett at this point?
Garrett's waiting for. He's just waiting for you guys to get going. That's it. He's ready to go. He wants to go.
Do you want us to come with, Ginny?
I might. I don't know that that's wise. As much as I would like to keep everyone in sight, who knows what Goose and I might be summoned for. And I need the three of you to stick together. We need to find out what is happening with Goose's ring. We need to find out what's happening with Ollie's dream. The army is only going to come further and further and further. And so I just need to ask if
the library.
The library would be a fine place to visit. Safe, keeps us all working towards our goal. And Goose and I will deal with whatever's at the castle.
Lyndon's gonna make sure he's on Goose's blind side, and then just fiddle with a piece of fleece, cast minor illusion, and create like the other eye, but it's like googly and it's looking the other direction.
Nice.
What did you?
Finch
Lyndon.
looks. Finch looks. That's an improvement. That's actually better.
What?
Does that last long? Because we are going to be meeting with royalty.
What do you mean?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Goose looks in a mirror. He's like, actually keep it. I think it's off-putting enough that it'll give us an advantage.
Yes, because everyone loves someone that they can't look in the eye. That's a trustworthy fellow, I'd say. Look,
they can't meet me in the eye.
We will be fine. I'm sure it is another job. So all of you three, go.
It'll be fine. Took care of her dad. I can't imagine she's much worse.
I'm gonna punch Goose at the mere mention of
Ow.
Lord Gerber.
You got it.
What about our extended family? I look over to Eurythia and Finch.
Finch knows the score. Should be right.
Finch, if you would accompany my siblings, I would be very grateful to have you all under.
I'm gonna go suss out the town, actually, if that's okay. I know a couple people. I think I can get in, get out without, just kind of finding out what's happening. What's the mood of the city?
Are you going to steal anything?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. It's okay. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Yes, we have. You guys left with what I did, which is basically nothing. So I'm sure you're hungry. I'm hungry. But more importantly, I'm gonna try to steal some information.
All right.
Information would be a very valuable thing.
So when she steals things, it's fine.
Don't get me started.
Again, I'm gonna give another clip.
Ow. I'm injured.
Aretha will excuse herself and, well, I'll be around if you need anything. She looks a little bit shy and looks down, but these people look like maybe they need some help. She pulls her lute and she will sort of shyly walk away and then more, forcefully or with more determination into the camp of refugees that are sort of set up, beginning of a tent city over here.
Well, we were meant to keep her with us because she's got our secrets, right?
Yes, she knows our names.
Aretha, were you not going to come to the library?
To the library?
You said you were going to.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be great. I feel like I'm imposing a little bit. I don't want to.
No, not at all. I would like you there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Cruz looks at Corey.
I assume that I'm on the same side as maybe Goose's good eye, and there's just like a little, like it's not a total like look, but it's just like a Oh, you heard that too? Okay.
She sort of mutters and stumbles over her words and stutters, but yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, if you want, I don't want to. I mean, if you're sure, then yeah, that'd be great. Okay. Okay, yeah, that sounds good.
Wonderful. We'll meet you at the
I could stay
library.
here and help the refugees.
No,
No.
Ollie, you should come with us.
I think it would be good to find you all together once we're
And
finished.
we need your information and description on the things you experienced in your dream to research. them.
Right. Yes. That makes
Also-
a lot of sense.
Spend some time with that acorn. I'm not studied in the druidic ways of magic. I know a few spells that they can do, but I'm not familiar with the exact spell. I know that it can conjure a beast of some kind, but whether it's hostile or not might be worth you thinking about.
Perfect.
I
So
pick it up and I look at it. Am I leaving the mask with you? Or like I look to you to confirm whether or not I'm allowed to pick the mask up and carry it with me, or if you wanted to carry it.
I don't see a problem with touching it or picking it up. You can carry it on you. I just caution against using it for its intended purposes until we've worked out what
Now,
exactly this
we
extra thing
need-
is.
If we need bait, then perhaps we have got the bait that we need. Tracking is not always a bad thing. If we want to be
Does
tracked.
no one do anything too dangerous until we get back, okay?
Or do.
Agreed.
You know, it's up to you personally. Feel
Goose.
like. Just saying.
think
I mean,
it's,
I did a really
Dan-
dangerous thing,
dangers
so I
are
feel like
relative.
everyone gets one really dangerous
I'm
thing.
gonna again
Yes,
elbow
ow.
him very,
Okay,
very,
all right,
very
keep going.
sharply. That
Okay.
one was in the ribs.
nice. All right, so we're splitting
yeah,
the
we
family
both
into two.
followed
There's the
Jack.
group that's heading towards. Well, all of you are kind of heading towards town eventually, right? It sounds like.
Yep.
So some of you are going to split when you
Yes.
get there, going to the library, and the
The
other
other
group
thing
is
is
going
that
to be
Goose
heading.
is going to leave the Mr. Gerber's thumb with the signet ring, or the finger with the signet ring in it. He's iced it using his magic, and Finch has it, and
Finch
she
has
is kind
it?
of like she's going to be laying low, doing some slinky things, so she's going to be out of the way.
Okay.
Oh God.
All right. So you have his other stuff though, right? You have the pendant or the necklace, and you have
Necklace, I think.
and his pocket watch.
I have his pocket watch. I don't have the necklace.
Okay, we left the necklace on the body, right?
You left that on the body.
Okay. So you
No, I
have...
took the necklace, but I don't have it on me when I'm going to the castle.
Oh, okay. Where are you putting it?
Finch will have it as well.
Finch will have it. So Finch has the ring, the necklace, but you have the pocket watch.
Yeah.
Excellent. Cool. When Ollie said he would be bait, I was half expecting somebody to ask him if he was a master at it, but nobody did, and I'm a little bit disappointed. I'm just not gonna. and that's fine.
Flashbacks to the game
Sorry,
we
we're
played
not.
together.
We're not.
And
that,
that's fine.
We're not that
Um,
big today.
Okay.
No, that was Master Baker. Yeah.
Nice. As the group heads towards the city, you can see the massive gates of Kalaman. Kalaman has, this is sort of common knowledge, it is the capital of this region of the world. It has stood for a long time. It exists even pre-Cataclysm, and it has an enormous harbor on the Vingard River, the Vingard Bay, the Kalaman Bay. It used to be a big bastion of the Knights of Salamnia, and of course, since then, the reputation has been tarnished. Everybody knows sort of some of this. It is known for its enormous beacons. The walls extend several hundred feet into the city's harbor, and the tower at each ends have these enormous beacons with lenses that just provide enormous amounts of light at night. They are world famous. Everybody on Kryn, or to some extent, has heard of the beacons of Kalaman. The gate that stands as you are slowly approaching, you can see so I'll read you the description that sits here, but still. The walled city of Kalaman rises in the distance, spreading across the southern shore of a wide bay. Ships sail to and from the city's walled harbor, their courses lit by a pair of towering beacons. As you are walking towards it, statues of titanic soldiers line Kalaman's mighty walls. These ancient stone knights stare into the distance, daring invaders to dash themselves against defenses that withstood even the cataclysm. you can see along the way, disorganized sort of tent cities dot the path to the city. Not people from Vogler, but people without. People from different locations. By their dress, by the way that their accent is. They come from further east, and perhaps to the south. You guys know what people of Vogler sound like. You know what people from your own neck of the woods would sound like. These are Easterners, and they have a different sort of lilt to their voice. And you can see soldiers guarding the gate dressed in their blue and yellow, questioning every single person that approaches the gate to make sure that they belong. As you approach as a group with Garrett alongside you, and we can bring you up over here. And we're not going to do, you know, the whole city, but just... And then we'll use some theater of the mind because I didn't have time to finish everything, and that's okay. The first guard will call out to you. All right, you lot. You. The tall one. And he points to Juniper.
Me?
No, not you. The tall one, I said. Come here.
Oh, well.
What's your business in town, please?
We're fleeing the war, but also we have a summons, and I'll present the scroll.
When you say the war, what war?
Oh.
The town of...
So, yeah, they wouldn't... So, there was a raid on Vogler. We need to kind of inform people pretty quickly on that, but most of all, we have a summons inside city walls. The people that you see, the boats, etc., are fleeing a war zone. Yeah.
Another raid. He leans over to the other. Hey, another raid. They're saying Vogler.
How many have there been?
There's a lineup of people behind you. Just a handful of villages here and there. Nothing the size of Vogler. Can I see your paper, please?
Yes. Here.
Oh, you're with Lady Gerber. Okay, that's fine. All right, here you go. Great leader, that one. You guys are in good hands. Really, truly.
Yeah. Terrible what happened to a dad. Just awful.
Awful. Yeah, we heard, and you know what? She's so generous, and we heard the stories of her rallying people. We didn't realize it was Vogler. Just a great natural leader. Just so young too, to be leading men and women into battle. Just absolutely stunning.
There's been a lot of upheaval, as you can imagine.
For sure. Well, you know what?
Lives, so.
You're in good hands.
It's like there was a lot of leadership, just to set the record. There was a lot of leadership going on.
Again, I'm gonna.
You know, ow.
Wonderful.
Sorry, my brother has been much affected by everything that's gone on.
Yeah, and the guard is looking at you, but he's not sure what eye to look at.
The googly eye.
So he's kind of doing one of these, and right.
Just meet my gaze. Just meet my gaze.
I'm not.
Just meet my gaze.
He looks away. He's the first one. He actually can't. He just looks away. He just can't even. He just looks away. Right. Just go on in.
As you can imagine, he's sensitive about the eye.
Yeah, I would be too. Okay. Come on in. Straight up. The castle, you can't miss it. In the center of the town. Enormous. Just keep yourselves out of trouble, please. These are all with you as well. And he points to the rest of the family.
Yes.
That's
Yes, I'll keep her out of trouble. As he walks in.
Perfect.
Just as an aside, Finch is no longer with us.
Finch, it's a wonderful, good question. Make a perception check. Since you asked, nobody's passive perception is good enough to have spotted her slinking behind the guards and making her way in. But since you're asking,
so I wanted to, because I wanted to chat with her before she disappeared, because I could help her out with her thing. 16.
Passive perception. I've got 16.
You do not see Finch. Finch was there a minute ago, and a moment later, she is gone. The only thing I'll say with the 16, she rolled higher than this, but you see like a shadow sort of walking past the wall inside, having turned left, and Finch, not Finch, you're not sure, but very quickly, while they were distracted by the Eye of Goose, it seems that she took the opportunity to just sneak into town.
The eye
The
of
Eye of
Goose.
Goose. So
Eye of
magic items.
It sounds like a spell component. The Eye of
Yeah.
Newt, the Eye of Goose, and
It's
The
the Eye of
strength of a weak
Sauron,
man, yeah.
and just beneath it, in terms of scariness, the Eye of Goose.
It's the giant googly eye of Goose. You need to hit up a craft store before next session now. Get that big googly eye.
So as all of
Never
your
mind then. I was going to give her a buff to help her with her little espionage, but she disappeared too soon.
she just made her way in. You're ushered in because there's a group of people behind you trying to, and you can hear, no, I've told you. You hear his voice as he's not talking to you. I'm like, come on in, go. I told you, you guys can't come in. You have no business in the city. We don't need the extra mouths to feed. I'm sorry, but you have no trades. You have no skills. And they're sort of like denying the people that have obviously tried to come into the city before. As you arrive, even if the imposing castle Kalaman didn't stand atop 100-foot cliffs, it would still tower over every other structure in the city. The path to it rises up a cliffside, overlooked by gigantic statues matching those that line the city walls. And at the path's end, there are guards again at the entrance to the castle. So there's a pathway. You don't know, though you actually, the twins, you have been to Kalaman before. There is a library. The major library is in the castle, though you specifically by name Juniper Rose. Nobody read the letter, but Juniper Rose and Goose specifically have been requested to come through the castle. You haven't been named. Ollie hasn't been named. Arethia has not been named. But there is a smaller library that exists. You do know, however, for what it's worth, that it is run by a member of the High Tower of Sorcery. It is a full-fledged robed member that works there.
What color robes?
Black. So the library exists, and if you guys want to split and start heading off that way, you certainly can. So just to make a sense, so I know Goose and Junie are heading, I think, presumably to the castle, but the rest of you, are you all indeed going to the library?
Garrett is with Junie and...
Yes, he asked if he could come.
He's accompanying us.
Yeah.
He's still within eyesight of us?
Yeah, he's posing as like their sort of like...
Man-at-arms.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like a
Can
protector.
I do a quick investigation check, just out of habit, to check for a neck scar?
Absolutely, you can.
I mean, his face is definitely scarred up, but...
What'd you get?
Just getting it now.
sorry.
Investigation 9.
Looks good. I mean,
Yep,
he's got
I'm gonna-
scars all over his face, but they're like right now they're sort of blue and green from healing. It looks like he's got this enormous bruise on his face from the magic that your sister would have cast, but there's still like a couple of fairly largely sized pock marks where the acid would have burned through. Nothing specific about his neck that you can really make out.
Still not sure exactly how it is, and also relaying the last thing that we spoke about, which was that he blames me and the others for the loss of Garrett. I'm just going to do a quick detect thwarts, if possible.
Absolutely.
All right. What's surface level? I won't probe yet.
He has with the armor that's been given to him. Okay, this is a little bit all right. Lord Dom, sorry. So history. The Knights of Solamnia have the oath and the measure of their of the vows that they speak, and he is part of his mind. You could tell there's more to it, but at a surface level, he's concerned about the people of Vogler. He's concerned about doing his duty, and the image that sort of looms over his head is that of his brother and the sense of honor that his brother had. So all that's running through his head is about honor, about justice, but simmering not far from the surface is also the desire of revenge.
Okay. After hearing the revenge, that's when I'll probe. I'm going to probe there.
Okay.
All the other stuff was good, but then like the revenge, I have to probe. So I need a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. Sure.
And
What's the DC?
The DC is my spell save DC, which is a 14.
Okay, he rolled a 19 plus.
Okay, he knows then.
As you watch as he looks around. Does it tell him specifically that it's you or that somebody is trying to probe his mind?
Let's have a quick look, just to be sure. Wait, where is it? Detect thoughts. Here we are. Okay. You can also let us. Okay. Oh, it's
Who's
a big.
nervous?
Yeah,
Not
I'm reading it
spell.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You are probing. Okay, perfect.
Either way,
Yeah.
his
He
target
knows.
knows you are probing.
Yeah. So
Yeah, okay, cool.
he immediately looks around, sees you, and just like there's a sense of the next sensation that you feel out of his mind is just like an overwhelming disappointment. Just like gut-wrenching disappointment, and directed at you, directed at himself, and there's just a lot of self-loathing in there.
Yeah. I'm gonna give him a. Yes, sir.
Just FYI for future as well, Dread. It says either way, so even if it had
Oh,
failed
either
to
way.
say, he knows
Yeah,
you're
okay, cool.
probing
Yeah.
into his mind.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's I'm looking at this.
Either way, I love it. Are you quite all right, Garrett?
He does not respond. He turns to face Judy and Goose before they go and says, "Are you ready?"
Let's go.
I
Yes.
nod silently.
I'll just kind of make eyes with Ollie and kind of nod him off.
Okay.
And then I wonder, just for flavor, I think like as confident as Juniper appears, she'll turn around and she might actually just like quickly reach out for Goose's hand and just kind of like clench it, and is like trembling as she just kind of like confidently walks forward.
Okay, let's start with
Goose
you
just-
guys then.
Doesn't do anything. He doesn't want to throw Juniper off, so he's just like nothing's like it's any other day.
Okay. As you walk up towards the cliffside, so Lyndon, Corey, Ollie, and Aretha are heading off to the library. Garrett, Goose, and Juniper Rose, you guys are heading up the cliffside. Perfect. Eventually, you arrive at the gate of the castle. The guards there, once presented with the paperwork, allow you entrance into the castle itself. You can see that it has this beautiful paved courtyard, and directly in front, there's a servant who's been directed to bring you to the council chambers. This place is a castle. Yes, it is a place of semi-luxury, but it is very functional. This place was built to withstand assault. It is not just like a chateau that's made for people to dilly-dally and have balls all the time. It is also very functional. It has murder holes. It is a very protected location that has seen battle. It has seen war. It has seen blood, and it has seen fighting. And as you're brought in, these enormous doors that are open, just one of them loudly squeaks open. You can see 8 serious-looking people sitting around a table in the middle of a spacious hall. At the table's end, a tall man with plaited blonde hair and a velvet vest of blue and gold stands to greet you. Welcome, guests. I'm Governor Kalof Miat, your leader here, and he points to a young woman that's seated at the table, has briefed us on the situation in Vogler and her eagerness to strike back at these invaders. As Miat says this, he nods to the woman near him. It is Lady, now, Cassandra Gerber, who looks at you with a slight smirk to her face. She has requested that we summon you for additional details and information that you would have. She spoke so highly of you. Please tell us, are your people still preparing for battle? Tell us all that you know. Some of the news that we've received is quite concerning. And as he goes to sit, he motions as there are 2 seats made available to you, and Garrett will stand sort of guard by the door.
Well, bad news or good news first, gang?
Any news, I would say. And he
Vogler's gone. Some people stayed behind to try and buy everyone else time to escape. And those people are now at your gates as refugees.
Further bad news. The encroaching army make for fantastic infiltrators. And I would
You
bet
get interrupted at that
my
point.
remaining eye.
You see the woman that's dressed like in obviously military gear. Excuse me, army. Please describe what you're talking about. Small villages and farms to the south and east of Kalaman has been burned in recent weeks. Nothing about an army.
They were at least 1,000 strong, following behind this messenger woman who rode on a dragon.
She outright scoffs and lets out a guffaw at you mentioning a dragon. I'm a what now? Sorry,
A dragon. We saw them in the sky, and we've killed more than a few of them. It's not dragons, but they're underlings. Humanoid-shaped creatures. 2 legs, arms, scaly. You know the deal.
actually,
They've been taking towns. They've been killing. They've been slaughtering. And they're
from the
marching
sounds
on
of
this
it,
town as well.
you know about the raids, smaller towns. They send in a small party, can take them from the skies, and they've only been growing in numbers.
You go and ask any of the refugees outside your gate, they'll tell you the same thing.
they both
Garrett's face was burnt by the acid in those things.
the silence in the hall like for a second is pretty heavy. What can you tell us of these dragon humanoids? What any additional detail would be handy. And you watch as the marshal motions to one of these soldiers that's nearby, as if to take minutes from what you guys are describing.
So if you kill them, turns out, if you kill them while you're standing within 5 feet of them, turns out they do have an effect. So don't do that. I've run into that a few times. Furthermore, and probably most, the worst news that we have to offer is that they can embody the skin of humans and elves and humanoid other people. So almost definitely, and this is what happened at Vogler, you have infiltrators in your midst as of now.
There is the
They're not
hubbub.
all
You watch
dragons,
as everybody at that news starts talking at the same time. The few dwarves that are here that are city guild leaders. Hey, what did they mean? They could look like anyone, but just humans, right? Not dwarves. Just humans, as far as you know.
Dwarves too, for sure, for dwarves.
What you mean, dwarves? And there's you hear the governor just bashes on the table to get silence. This is all quite dire news, and my heart goes out to your friends and families, but I hope you can understand a reticence to believe what you're describing and maybe welcoming all of those refugees through our gates. These are not normal times, Marshal. Right, I'm Marshal Ventry, commander of the Kalaman's military forces.
Yo.
Your situation is, at face value, far from unique. There has been raids and pillaging, though a few of the soldiers that we have sent out have been returning or have been found with curious wounds. Dragons.
Scars?
Wounds
On their
around
neck?
the neck?
We
say that at the same time.
It would be cute if not for the pants shitting fear.
At least one, I can think of. Is that bad? They seemed alive
Those are
despite
the spies that we
we
spoke of.
should look over them ourselves to let you know.
I will have them brought. You can see that she again leans to that same soldier. He runs over. She whispers something, and they take off running. And you can hear the door, close behind them. The footfall as multiple soldiers are heading off towards presumably the barracks.
And if they've infiltrated here, then the army will be here. They will be coming. They will be looking for weaknesses in this town, and they will look to exploit it, especially since they know the secrets from the inside out. You need to make sure that you're fortified.
Well, the army that we have, the standing army, the bastion that is Kalaman against the darkness. You know, I mean, to the far east, in Kur, they have had war, but it is so far away from here, it has nothing to do with us. Still, and at that point, Lady Cassandra sort of interrupts. If I may, there's a reason I asked them to come here. These two are quite capable. During my efforts to marshal the city against the invaders, they stood tall and they did their duty very well. I think it would be a blight upon Kalaman if they were not conscripted and asked and paid to help. We would all benefit, and me especially, from their presence within the confines of the army to protect the city. You see, the Lord and the Marshal both look to the guild leaders as well, the dwarves. Right, well, if what they're describing, we need to have a conversation about this. None of this is right. Like, if they're infiltrating and peace.
We've learned enough that we can more easily discern which are the rabble rousers, let's call it, skin-walking rabble rousers in your midst. You gotta trust us.
Lady Cassandra will speak up one more time and say, if I may, Marshal, please, I would like just a moment to talk with my dear friends, for just a moment. And they're your friends, absolutely. We need to discuss anyway. If you don't mind having this conversation outside. She will stand up. You hear the chair being pulled back as the council resumes their conversation, and she motions for both of you to step outside with her.
Follow. Begrudgingly.
Goose, do you follow her as well?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. She will step outside the chambers while they're deliberating, and the door will close.
Long time no see.
She looks at you. She pulls out from her belt a pouch that she...
Goose grabs his belt as soon as she goes out. He's like, okay, all right.
She hands you a pouch that is laden with coin. She looks to the
Goose
pocket...
immediately starts counting it.
Yeah, okay. As you're lost counting it for a moment, it's platinum. She's given you a fair bit of platinum in here.
We didn't say that we signed on for a life sentence after doing this arrangement.
I know, but did you know?
But you're greedy.
I'm not.
And you can't stand to look up gift.
I'm not greedy. This is not greed. My father was a wealthy man. And what did he do with his wealth? Nothing. He called himself a lord and had not a shred of honor, not a shred of anything about him save greed for the sake of greed. No. I have much bigger plans in my mind. And I'll need you and your family to help me. Now, coin in exchange for service surrendered. Yes, I promised I would pay you, and I have. We can say...
Then we are square.
We are square. But because I know your brothers and your sister, did you know, she begins, that I could be a lady here, but I need to prove myself to them, and I have grand aspirations. We'll get to that in a minute. But I need to make sure that you're willing to help, and I'm not sure that money is going to be enough. Did you know
we're
that
willing...
She doesn't. She just keeps talking.
Yeah.
Did you know?
Yeah,
that
I think I'll like put my hand on Goose's like chest to be like, she's got a monologue.
she's for a minute. Did you know that I hate your brother and sister? Did you know that? I hate them. And I don't use the word hate loosely here. I absolutely loathe their very essence.
I'm assuming this is all rhetorical. Since
Oh, no, this is a genuine question.
Voice.
No, did you know? You did know this? Oh, wonderful. Good. It's not a surprise.
I heard a
course,
haircut
because
was involved.
But it's so much worse. Your brother and sister have had everything that I was denied. My loving family, talent, and yet they were able to achieve things that I could not. I have all the money in the world in my reach, and none of it was able to give me what I deserved. So I must, in my own way, get it. Now, did you know that your brother and sister left the academy with plans to do something that the academy does not want? Did you know that...
That's great. So proud of them.
The academy does not take kindly to those who are capable in magic without having aligned themselves with any of the orders. They have a word for bounty hunters that seek those errant wizards, mages, sorceresses, and witches and bring them to heal. Now, it may be that somebody in town has alerted to the local members of said school of their presence. It may be that somebody in this town has connections and coin to leverage said bounty hunters. And maybe somebody in this town... It's me. It's me. It's just me. I want to make sure that you do everything that I ask you to do, because if you don't, then Lyndon and his precious sister... Well, I don't really want to be explicit about what would happen to them, but something untoward is likely to happen.
Then let me be explicit about what'll happen to you. If anything fucking happens to Lyndon and Corey, you know what'll happen? I could make threats, various physical and mental ones, but you know what I'm going to threaten? I'm going to threaten a letter wrapped up with the finger of your dead father and his signet ring. It's going to happen to be intercepted on its way to you by the constabulary. Now, maybe they'll believe it, maybe it won't, but if your bid here is to be a lady of some great renown, I feel like that's gonna shit your pants, all right? It's gonna fuck you in the ass. So don't try it.
She kind of, at your threat is to reveal me to people whom I've already paid. Sounds like a good plan, Goose. Maybe you should leave the thinking to your sister.
No, I'm going to reveal you to the council as someone who assassinated their father. That's what I'm going to reveal.
But I didn't assassinate my father.
Yeah, but you paid for it, idiot.
Did I?
Yeah, and that letter is going to explain the whole thing.
Sure. Well, you can try that.
Like I said, whether they believe me or not, that kind of shadow cast upon your character... Everything is about impressions here. Whether it's true or not isn't going to carry much water.
She looks at you...
seem true, and you seem like a father-killing, backstabbing, throat-slitting son of a bitch, okay?
That's the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me.
Sorry, daughter.
It's fine. I get that all the time. She looks at Juniper. I could live the rest of my life wealthy. That's fine. If that's the worst that happens to me, I think I can live with it. But can you live with the fact that your brother and sister might just... Well, I don't think I want to finish that sentence. Are we in agreement that you work for me?
For what goal?
My own. But I assure you, money will be freely coming to you. You will leave
I don't
this...
give a flying fuck about money, and you know this.
What do you want?
If I gave a fuck about money, you wouldn't have my siblings' lives dangling on a thread, would you? So let's be honest here. You say this is a deal?
Yes.
So what? When can I wash my hands of you?
When I'm
What do I need to-
when I'm named Lady Cassandra and I belong to the council, when I have finally achieved my goal of I want to rule this city, and it will kneel to me, and Kalaman will be mine, and you are simply the beginning pawn of all of this. But
Don't get me wrong. We are going to try and defend this town from the encroaching army, but don't think that you have us in your pocket. If you want to burn us, we will burn the fuck out of this town. I will raise ashes to the ground. Don't think this is one way, Cassandra.
make an intimidation check. See if she
Can I
feels
help
good.
Bill?
Yes, you can. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because I think this whole time Juniper's just been like death glaring, like Kubrick style.
Thank you so much for the help, because that would have been a
She's-
natural one otherwise.
Oh! So we'll
Were you the first?
What?
It was
wait,
a 1
wait,
and a 14. Oh, it was a 1 and a 14, so that's...
it doesn't count. It doesn't count.
Okay.
So 14.
So that's a total of an 18.
She looks at you, walks up right up to your nose, and stares you. Did anybody ever tell you you're kind of cute?
Did anyone ever tell you, and Goose is gonna smack her in the head?
Nice.
Oh.
Okay, you bash her, and she roll attack. Like you deal damage, and you hear the nose probably crack under your headbutt.
Yeah, and Goose has a thick skull as well. So.
Yeah, 17 to hit, and it's 5 damage.
Perfect. As you headbutt her, hang on, let me make this really quick here, and I'll roll it in the open. 10. Okay. What's your AC? 16. Does that get through?
No, my AC is I still don't have armor.
Oh yeah, perfect. Yes. You as you headbutt her immediate reaction, she slashes across your gut. You feel the cut of the dagger across you, and then
Yeah.
as she stumbles backwards, her eyes filling with water and blood starts gushing from her nose. She'll swipe it. She looks at you with a slight smile on her face. You watch as she's staring at the blood that's coming out of your. You take 1 point of damage.
Yeah.
She thinks better of it. All right. I guess I'll have to show you.
This can be a two-way street.
It cannot be a two-way street. I do not truck. I do not deal with fishmongers and peasants, Gustav. You will do as I say, or else. It's that simple. If you can't get it through your head, then it's just or else.
Oh, you have me wrong. If you think there's anyone on this fucking earth who I will do what they say.
She's
Isn't that right,
I think-
Juniper?
I think we've just demonstrated where this will go. A zero-sum game. Like Goose said, we're not afraid to burn this town down, ruin our own reputations. I will fight with everything I have to keep my family safe. And if that fails, well then, I would scourge the earth to revenge them. And if you are in my way, Cassandra, then I pity you.
She will curtly nod to both of you. You know where to find me. She'll turn around and she will head back into the council chambers.
Before she goes, I'm going to be like, Cassandra, we're in this to defend the town. That's what you want us for. That's what we'll do. It just doesn't have to be with your boot on our neck. Do you understand?
Oh, but it does. And the door will close behind her.
Such a piece of shit.
And
Of course she doesn't understand.
she, as the guards sort of stand in the way, and they'll tell you the council will speak to you when they've finished deliberating, if you don't mind waiting. And they'll motion to some seats that are waiting outside the hall. In the meantime, let's cut to the other party's members who are heading towards the library.
Good luck, guys. Hope you have more fun than we did.
We may die.
Yeah, thanks. We are definitely getting attacked.
We're
now,
gonna
and
get
we're
killed.
gonna get
Thank
killed
you.
at a library.
This
Thanks
is
to those people.
I didn't do anything.
Cool. People That's kind of funny.
Rockham.
Is it Rockham?
I'm amused. I'm
I
sorry.
don't like
Okay,
when you say that.
okay. So there's
I'm amused by plague
I'm
characters.
patting myself on the back. I'm happy with something.
TPK.
See you next week as we start a brand new campaign. So the four of you, Goose, Lyndon, Corey, both of you know where the library is. It's not a huge library. It's like a 2-story building that's closer to further away from the harbor, closer to the cliff, away from the moisture of the water to keep the books more or less intact. Is that you guys are you're heading there immediately, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. As you approach, it is about mid-morning at this point, probably 9:30 in the morning. You can see the library is open for all intents and purposes. And entering, it is a low lit. You can see eternal lamps that are using magic and not flames to cast a bluish light across this. And sitting at a desk is a woman who has her hair pulled back pretty severely. She's got this white streak going through. She's a human, probably in her mid-50s. And she looks up across from spectacles. Yes, what can I help you with? You do
Rockham,
not.
would
you do
we have
recognize her.
Okay, we've been here before.
You've been here before, but you were so unremarkable. It seems that she has no idea who you are.
Sweet.
Thanks, Rockham.
Listen, just being honest.
Would
You were
we
young,
have,
and it was a long time ago.
We would have
so-
been the
Yeah.
joint personality.
Yeah.
So one of us needs to
one of
disguise
us,
self.
Yeah. And the other person wants to not be in a blue cloak, presumably.
We should probably not. Neither of us should be in that.
Um,
Also, I don't have it prepared. Do you have to disguise?
I've got it
Okay.
close. You should have had a long rest, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
I will disguise self before going into the library, and I will look like an older gentleman, human, and it is mostly human in this area, yeah?
It's a bit of a mix,
Rest
but
of the area.
dwarves, humans, Kender, a little bit of everything. It's a fairly cosmopolitan
human.
city, but yeah, human will
I look
work.
like an older human man, and I will have a black robe on, a black cloak, and I'll look like I'm not a sort of calloused hand worker, but I'm a delicate-skinned wizard sort of looking fella, and I'll walk into the library with my assistant.
Okay.
And,
I will have turned my cloak inside out to be grey instead of blue.
Okay, so she will.
And
So her attitude is different than that. If this is how you present yourself, Ollie, you're also with them, and Aretha is also with you guys. Do you ask them to wait outside, or are they coming in with you?
They
they can come in, you reckon?
yeah, should be fine. Just don't talk.
Okay. As you step in, there's this the smell of like pepper and a little bit of licorice in here. So the woman is at the desk. She's got raven black hair with the streaks of gray. She's wearing this dark dress with feathered wing-like sleeves, and she has an open book that she looks up, and rather than being disinterested, she immediately takes you in, looks at the black robes that you're wearing. Can I help you?
I hope so. I'm looking for information on dragons, draconians, draconic. I'm looking for information on artifacts of the draconic era, and what was the other thing that we were looking for? It was the
Mask.
and Ollie's mask. So I will ask for artifacts involved in transformation of druidic nature.
May I have your name, please?
Yeah, I think Lyndon would have had this before. This is why I took deception. So I think he's thought about. I think he's thought about alter ego-y kind of names before, and I think he would give whatever he's given. So let's come up with that now.
Would we have used one of the lecturers? Like
Yeah,
the one
probably
we had
would
with
have.
a black cloak.
Yeah,
already?
it would have been one of the lecturers, but I would say I think I would have changed it so that it's harder for them to look it up. Like I would have changed it so that it's easy enough for somebody to dismiss it as I misspelled it or something, but something that makes it harder for them to look it up. So I'll use the name.
Here, I can give you some
Salonis.
names. I've got some
Yeah,
names
give
if you want.
me
Yeah.
if you've actually got people.
Yeah. So you're a man, right? You're a human.
Yeah.
Male.
Ilias.
Ilias, there we
Yeah,
go.
Ilias, and then sorry, I have Ilias the Bleak. Okay.
I will say Elias. Yeah, Elias the Bleak.
She looks at you for a moment. I need you to make a deception check, please.
Can I assist?
You not really.
Posing as the assistant?
You know what? Sure. You know what? I'll give you. It's not a full-on advantage, but I'll give you an extra +2 to the roll with your quote-unquote assistant beside you.
Thank you.
You're a merciful god. Fuck. Oh, god damn it. All right, that is
millet.
going to be that's a 9 total.
Okay. She looks to you and
What'd
says,
you roll?
"Of
I
course,
got a 4 on the dice.
of course, Elias. Please, I'll have a small room prepared for you, and I will bring the terms right away." And you watch as she stands up, gets
Thank you.
up, and Ollie, and as she looks past you, is this going to stay? And she points to Ollie.
Unfortunately, it's through a necessary evil that this thing has information that I need to cross-reference.
And the bard?
Documenting for us.
Therese is very well. Fine. One moment, please. And with this, she will step away. You hear a door somewhere in the distance open, and she'll come back out right this way. And she motions for you to follow into a small chamber. You can see that it's lined with a few shelves. There's a table that sits in the middle. There's an inkwell, a couple of chairs that have been put into place, and one of the same lamps that sits in the middle to cast bluish white light across the room. I will be right back with the terms that you requested. Dragons, Draconians, Transmutation Magic, and Draconic, yes?
Yes, artifacts of the Draconic era.
All right. I'm not sure that I have all the terms that relate to
Whatever you have.
Of course. She'll close the door behind her as she leaves to go peruse for some books. You guys have a few minutes to yourselves. What do you want to do?
I'm going to connect to Corey and say, am I doing well with my telepathy? I haven't talked yet. Also, I really hate that woman.
I reply in your head, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I think you can reply.
You're doing well. It's not... Lyndon and I don't like associating with the Black Cloaks, but it's a necessary evil.
What's their deal?
Unaware of the fact that you're talking telepathically. I'm speaking aloud to the group. I say, all right, so here's the deal. We're in quite a bit of danger if we get caught out here. The Black Cloaks are not a nice order of the wizards. So I'm not going to go into depth, but we don't want to get on their bad side. If they find out that we're deceiving them in any way, we're in trouble. So be on your lookout. If you have suspicions, trust them. Look out for each other, and let's get out of here as soon as we can. And do not forget my name, Elias the Bleak.
I'm going to connect with Lyndon and say, just a thought, since I have this wonderful ability of being able to speak into your mind, if there's anything that you want me to relay to the others without them knowing, I can do that.
That is useful. I should give you a code word
Or
if
some
I ask
sort of
for
signal.
something, signals that I want you to get into my mind. What would you remember?
Just scratch your nose.
Scratch my nose with my right hand, and that means I need you to connect.
Yes.
You're making vague hand gestures. Is he talking to you now?
He is, yes. I'm just establishing that if we, in fact, you relay.
I relay that.
Noted. Thank you, Ollie.
At that point, you hear the door opens. She's got a tome. So far, I found this, but I would require your assistant to help me. There's a few. You are presumably a researcher. She points to you, Corey.
Yes.
Good. Come with me. She drops a tome in the middle of the table.
I'll take that one. These
Okay.
ones can go with.
What do you mean? Oh, yes. She's pointing to just Corey to come with her. She
Oh.
definitely is like not interested in having Ollie near any of the books. and she doesn't want to have to do anything with the bard, so she's just
Like,
asking for.
Dead fish expression, just like
The bard will accompany. It's not a. I'm not saying it like it's a request. I'm saying the bard will accompany. I'm gonna send. Urethra along with it.
Perfect. She will tersely nod her head and motion for Corey and Erethia to follow. Erethia will stand up, and she will immediately step outside.
I'm gonna two things real quick. I'm gonna grab the book that she's brought in and actually check it real quick, and then I'm gonna walk over to the door and listen intently to where they're going, and like I'm trying to keep an eye on an ear on them.
Okay. The book that she's given to you is a pre-cataclysm histories. It's a diary, but she's put a couple of markers of where there might be relevant things to what you're asking. Descriptions of religious things, descriptions of rites, descriptions of mentions of dragons and draconic histories. There's quite a bit to get through if you want to get to it. Otherwise, it seems relevant to what you were asking about.
Yeah, I'm flicking to that and like just seeing that it is actually something that we need, something relevant. And if but I'm not actually paying attention to it yet. I'm paying attention to where they're going and making sure that they're not in danger.
You hear the footsteps of the woman, and she says, "This way." And it's, again, very short and terse and cut. Arethia's following, and you hear the footsteps. It's not a big building, but you definitely hear the stairs. They're going upstairs.
Cool.
Then after a while, you just don't hear them anymore. Corey and Erethia. Erethia has maybe butterflies in her stomach. She's following you. She's excited to be here doing a thing with you, but she's very severe faced, and she's like, okay, we're playing a game. She's an actress. She knows what she's about. And
I give her a subtle wink when the person's not looking.
Perfect.
Actually, can I roll to perform that? Because I don't know if Corey can wink.
100%. Does Corey know how to blink?
Wink.
I rolled a 4.
Perfect. You blink with both. You just
Because
you
Corey's not good at flirting.
You're not.
So
you don't wink at her.
Wink.
I can wink, but Corey can't.
Yeah, you
apparently.
kind of
In the
so
moment.
I turn around trying to be like
you
suave,
try to
and I'm
wink,
like,
but like you blink at her, and she's like, I don't. It's like you're communicating by Morse, and she's like, I don't. She's like trying to read A, F, G. I don't. Okay.
say wink when you wink.
Yeah. she leads you upstairs.
uncomfortable. I'm like,
and there's a chamber. She's like, all right, some of the tomes are in here, please. And she looks to Erethia. Don't touch anything. You. She points to you, Corey. I need that tome off the top shelf, but look through that entire shelf and see if you find anything about draconians, please. It's organized by date, so you should be able to start. And she points to a certain section. And then Erethia is just sitting there by the table waiting to be told what to do. Can you give me... If you do look, I need an investigation check from you.
okay. 14.
Perfect. And what I actually need from you, because this is... she doesn't actually give a shit. I need a wisdom saving throw from you.
Thought so. Oh. 19.
Perfect. You see and hear the discharge of magic behind you. You feel something grabs onto you, but not quite. You watch from the corner of your eye as Erethia is locked into place. The door is closed, and the mage that stands before you with her hand extended, you can see the bluish green flames kind of coming off of it. You recognize the spell that she's cast. She has cast Hold Person on both you and Erethia. Erethia is locked in place, and she's staring at you. You see the wards that surround this room flare to life and crisscrosses. And she looks at you and says, "Who are you, and why are you here?"
I'm going to play as though... Wait, would I know if she knows that I'm not being held?
Oh, she knows. She absolutely knows that the spell didn't catch on you, but she's held Erethia, which is good enough. But she did cast it on you, and you resisted it, to which she's impressed, but she doesn't reveal it.
No, just one thing you mentioned. Wards crisscross around the room. What sort of wards? What do they call?
We'll get to that in a second. But your eyes are focused on her, but they're on the room. You can see these ley lines that are cutting across. You see sigils, arcane sigils that just have flared to life, one on each wall, the floor, and the ceiling. And she's looking at you. She obviously knows that this is not Ilias. He didn't say the name right. She knows the man. This is not him. And certainly he would not be in Kalaman. And certainly he doesn't accompany himself with filthy elves. So with this, she's staring at you, and she asks again, "Who are you, and what do you want?"
Hori is going to start laughing.
What's so funny?
I just find it incredibly funny when those who try to get in between such a interesting plot find themselves thinking they're the one with the power. I would like to intimidate.
Gonna go great.
Okay,
It's gonna
go
be
ahead.
awesome. There's a 20 on that dice.
There,
It's gonna come up now.
that's just. I'm gonna say that this is probably not the most intimidating thing you've ever said.
No,
So-
not at all.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to undermine her own intelligence. It's
Yeah.
like I'm trying to
Sure.
manipulate how she thinks.
Yeah. Let's
It's
go
gonna be
ahead.
the first natural one of the night.
Yeah. Here,
No.
Chris.
Probably. We did say that
It's
someone
the
was going to
second
roll
one,
it.
isn't it?
And they all
Mine
voted
didn't
for
count.
Corey to be the one to do it.
16.
16. All right, let me roll this. Though, I mean, I'll be honest, unlikely, but who knows? Maybe if I roll really low. And I roll a nat one because this God hates me, and this is fine. Okay, so
Rack
It's what just loves us.
Roll
It's,
it.
it's,
Yeah.
What loves us more, that's all.
Yeah. That's okay.
Wow.
she looks at you for a moment, and you can see her eyes narrowing. What do you mean? Is this some kind of test? She looks around. Am I finally being recalled from this place? Are you testing me? Have the mages... Tell me! And she's growing angry.
Can I insight her into whether she's trying to play a trick back?
Sure, make it... Absolutely.
The more you ask for rolls, the more chance that they're going to come
This
up with
is how this
negatives.
works. I play Dungeons and Dragons, thank you. There's a 9.
What? You
9?
do?
She is getting angry. She's not
Okay.
getting scared. She's getting angry. And you suddenly see something. Yes, that young girl. That would be... You're them, aren't you? Oh, I understand. All right. Well, I don't just kneel the knee for coin. I'm curious to know why someone would pay such a great sum of money to have renegades be brought in. Tell me, have you chosen a color yet? And she looks pointedly at you, looking for any hint at your robes, at anything, any color.
I don't believe that is for you to know. This is interesting that you bring a girl into this situation. And why are you so angry if you believe this to be your test?
At the mention of the whole, why would you bring a girl here? She takes. I just need you to roll initiative.
Okay.
I just need you to roll initiative. She is so.
Hell yeah.
She is so. Yeah, she does not take kindly to that.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I rolled an 8.
Ooh. I will. I'll roll the virtual dice. No, not one. And then downstairs,
Sorry,
we're gonna
might
make it.
die.
We're gonna make a perception check downstairs in a minute. 7 plus. You rolled an 8. She has plus 2. That's a 9. So she will go first. You watch as you say what you said. She immediately lets go of the hold person, and she will cast the spell at you. She will cast... this is inside, so she won't cast this because she doesn't want to, destroy the books more than anything. There's the stat block right here. Oof. All right. There's an arcane burst that hits you with a +7 to hit. She will roll.
I feel like I remember saying no one get into any trouble.
That's oof.
I feel like I distinctly remember that.
So
I
the
said
stat
they were
block.
allowed one trouble.
Just let me
It's
tell
like
you.
saying to someone, "Don't breathe." We're Hartmans. We get in trouble.
You suffer in one hit, Corey, 19 plus 22 points of force damage. You find yourself.
What was it? Was it an attack roll?
That is an attack roll. That is a ranged spell attack roll. In fact, this is a newer stat block.
And what
but
was the roll?
21.
You can do.
Did you say 22?
22 hit points.
Damage?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Corey's down.
Okay. With one hit,
Because we're fucking wizards.
with one hit, you're knocked unconscious.
Yep.
And upstairs now, you hear the of something heavy thudding directly in the room above you.
Ouch.
Elias rather. And then it's on you. Do you want to do it? You hear, and it sounds pretty heavy. Well, it sounds heavy enough. It's not a
Excuse
book.
me.
It's not a book. It's not a book. Is what I'm trying to say.
What are you saying, Rob?
It's fine. It's fine. Just stop talking. And so something falls.
Big up, stupid.
You hear the lightest thing that's ever fallen ever. And as it falls, definitely it's the sound of something.
Like
and
a
you hear
leaf.
this like a leaf. You hear a leaf, and you hear the scraping of a chair. You immediately know something has gone wrong.
I look to
Can I
Lyndon.
act then? Can I act on that?
Yeah, absolutely, you can.
Yeah, I looked at Lyndon.
All right.
and
In a swift motion, the dragon book goes in my bag. I exclaim to Ollie, "Something's wrong."
Yep.
And then I do a rune that I've done a couple times before now, where the muscles and tendons in my legs stretch out, and I cast the Expeditious Retreat on me, on myself, and then as an action, a bonus action movement, I'm dashing to find
yeah, Ollie will transform into wolf and just run.
Okay.
him. Transform into a wolf and get stuck in the room because I can't get through
To the door. Actually, no, you know what? I'm gonna, if that's okay, I'm not gonna transform into a wolf. I'll run in there. Actually, just following behind. 60 feet.
So you watch as Lyndon, who's now moving incredibly fast, runs upstairs, and as you get upstairs, you can see the landing shelves. There's a door, and you can see it's visible to the naked eye, a sigil that stands on it, and it is an arcane lock that keeps this door shut. And beyond it, you hear the scraping of a chair followed by another body hits the ground. It's back to you guys.
Use my action to try and determine whatever I can about the arcane lock, to see what sort of school of magic it is, what's the sigils, see if there's anything I can do to scratch out any of the runes that would weaken the transmutation, the abjuration rather.
I need you to make an Arcana check. You know about arcane locks; they're not like this incredibly complicated spell. Typically, there's a password that's associated with it, and that's how people can get through. Otherwise, the best thing that you could do normally is a knock spell. What did you get?
Panicking. I got an 8 total Arcana.
Do you have the knock spell would do a thing, a password, maybe damaging the rune. You know that if you do damage the rune, something is likely to happen. Not sure what, but the discharge of magical energies in an uncontrolled way is never a positive thing.
As a bonus action, I am going to cast Magic Weapon for the first time on my dagger from Ispen. I get it out. I'm not sure. I've not used this spell before, but in the adrenaline of the moment, needing to save my sister, it just works for first try.
Nice.
The spell goes off and the Ispen's dagger starts to glow, and then I make with my movement I go over to the I get to how big? What dimensions of the room they're in?
The room that they're in is probably 15 by 15. It's not big. It's not big at all.
And the arcane locked door is on the other side of I can see it from.
Oh, sorry. If you're in the main hall that you're in, it's it's probably like a 30 by 30 room, and for here, but the door leads to a 15 by 15 room, and that's beyond that door is where they were taken.
Can I see the arcane rune? Can I have a direct line of sight to the arcane rune from more than 30 feet away?
From more than 30 feet away, no, because then it goes into the stairwell that goes down. But
okay,
the room is 30 feet. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I'll get myself and Ollie as at like 30 feet.
And there are shelves in the way, like there's things between you and the door at that point.
Oh, and I won't be able to see it from 30 feet either. Okay.
You could. Yeah, you could. You know what? Also, you probably have like a diagonal angle to it. Yeah, you could probably see it. Sure, why not?
All right. Yeah. Okay, that's my turn. I get myself into that position.
Okay.
I've got my magic dagger and line to the rune.
Okay. More noise comes. You hear the sound of rope. You hear the sound of things moving, and you hear and you see the door opens.
I'm gonna connect. Oh, sorry.
The woman begins to step out. You guys are standing there, right? You don't need to roll perception. You see immediately past her as she's walking out with her black dress, the body of Corey, the body of Aretha, both bound, both unconscious. Corey is bleeding pretty profusely from the mouth, the eyes, and the nose. There's a part of you. You've never seen your sister like this. You have never seen your sister in distress like this. There's part of you that snaps. Where your sister might grow angry at times, and you've seen her be fiery about certain things, passionate. You tend to go the opposite way, where you become incredibly cold and calculating, where panic fades away, everything fades away. It's like this icy cold bath that you find yourself in. Ollie, I need you to make a perception check.
Ooh, that is a 22.
Nice. You're not the only one in the family that has received any sort of genetics or passing down from your mother. You see as your brother, whether he's conscious of it or not, his eyes grow reptilian green, or reptilian yellow rather, and his eyes grow down to a sliver like a snake's eye. You see as his hands and arms begin to veer a strange green, as almost snake-like elements present themselves on him. And he looks entirely different than you've ever seen him. The aura of almost cold that radiates off of him. Whatever blessing or curse of the fate that is on him at this moment, with his sister being the way she is. And Lyndon, I'm going to ask you to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Has Ollie ever seen this before?
No. And I'll let you in on a clue. Lyndon has never seen this before.
Wow. The wisdom saving throw is a D&D Beyond's not loading. There it is. A 17.
You are in control of yourself. The madness or the fear of something that presents itself for the next, while your sister is unconscious, mechanically all your spells will deal extra poison damage to anything that you do. What do you want to do?
Seeing her coming out of the room, instantly going into like a Sherlock Holmes-esque slow motion calculation of things around the room, realizing that he was moments away from casting catapult on the dagger and throwing it at the rune to see if he can damage the rune to open the lock. He's about to do the same to her, but knows that catapult, if she dodges out of the way, if it continues in a line, and there's a chance of hitting his sister and stuff, so he's not going to do that. So instead he looks around the room, sees, you said there's bookshelves galore. Instead, he calculates a perfect angle of trajectory up towards her chin from a book on the lowest shelf by her feet, and in that way, if she dodges out of the way of it, it's not going to accidentally hit any of his friends. He casts catapult at 2nd level on the nearest book at her feet and right up towards her face.
Immediately, runes appear. Runes appear in front of her, and you watch as she casts counterspell directed at your thing, and you feel the magic. Unless you have counterspell prepared, which I don't think you have at this level.
No, I don't have that
She
level yet.
immediately, as easily as taking a lollipop from a child, she removes the magic, just vanishes from you, just for a moment, severed from the weave, and the spell has no effect. Her eyes bore into you.
All right.
Seeing that in response,
I still wait. I still got
Yep.
stuff, because if that's my action, I've got movement and bonus. As a bonus action, I will face step next to her.
Okay.
It's not a spell; it's a feature. So face step next to her, and so that I'm not next to either of the other two, like on the other side of her from the other two.
Okay.
That she's dragging, right? And so
She's not dragging. She's left them in there. They're on the floor. She's not
left them
dragging.
in there.
She's left them in there. She's coming to look
Perfect.
for you.
In that case, then I face step right behind her, between her and the others, so that I'm on the doorway essentially, and she takes 2 points of fire damage. I don't know
Okay.
if you also have the poison in that or not.
Yes. Any damage that you deal right now, so add a d4 to that, please.
Cool. So so she gets 2 points of fire damage and another 2 points of poison damage,
Okay.
and then she needs to make a concentration check on the whole person.
She dropped it already.
She dropped it
Okay.
already.
She dropped it already, yeah.
That's my bonus action. Yeah, I don't need to do anything with movement. I just pull up the Ispin's dagger. That's
Okay,
it.
perfect. Ollie, what are you doing?
All
You
right.
watch all this happen. The door opens in a moment. Catapult, poof, counter magic. Your brother steps through the Fae, reappears right behind her. He looks very reptilian in presentation. You see your sister behind. You see Arethea. The stairwells are right behind you, and this woman dressed in black has hatred and just absolute disgust in her eyes as these people have tried to con her, of all people, these robeless renegades. How dare you?
Hells yeah. So Ollie is going to think back to the dream that he had the night prior, and also think back to the first dream as well, where he saw a wolf. Clutches at the gilded acorn, and as he does, he rattles it near his ear. He brings it back and he just gestures forward, and as he does, you see wisps of technicolor magical light whip off them and form into a wolf and charge forward towards
Nice.
the woman. And then Ollie is going to turn into a wolf himself and then run forward. Actually, no, I can't.
You
Sorry,
can't,
he'll
yeah,
just
it's
run
not a-
forward.
yeah.
Use tier 2 actions. Yeah, he'll just... Wait, let's have a look.
Because you're not of the land, so or whatever, the moon one that can bonus action ball shape.
the bonus action. Yeah, I'm a shepherd. So yeah, I'll just get the wolf to go out over and start off.
Okay, immediately, the bestial spirit that takes on a woven form lopes forward and goes to attack her, right? And then you're following him?
Yeah, I'll follow up next to her.
Okay,
next to him as well.
so she's in the-
distract.
She's sort of like just outside the threshold of the doorway. Behind her is Lyndon. You're in. The wolf is in front of her. You're like diagonally away from her or beside her. The wolf can make an attack. Let me see. Make sure.
Yeah.
To look over
He gets
initiative
one
can take
attack.
after yours. Perfect.
Yeah, so it'll have its own turn next.
And it has advantage
pack
because pack tactics. Exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect. So as you run up, you've used your action. Do you have anything for your bonus action?
Bonus action, no, because I cast a spell. So
Ex-
actually, you know what I'll do is I will put my hand into my pocket and pull out a few pebbles, and they're gonna start to glow in my palm as well. I just want to hold those. So I'm
trying to
just
remember where I put-
casting magic stone.
I'm trying to remember where I put the library, but it's okay. We'll just keep it here because I can't remember, and it's fine.
Okay.
Okay, excellent. You
see
cast
if I-
Magic Stone. Theater of the Mind is perfect. Excellent. The wolf jumps forward and makes an attack roll with advantage, aiming for her neck.
Okay, that is only going to be a that was a modifier. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
A 14.
14 misses. As he lunges to his neck, you watch as it bites against this ethereal mage armor. Her robes are covered with like this translucent bit of magic that flares to life when he goes to bite. She definitely has mage armor on. You know her, mechanically speaking. You're not that far off. You're very close to hitting her.
yeah.
That was your turn. It's now
All
Corey.
was
You're
very close to
stabilized. You're not dying. Neither is
14.
Arethia.
I don't need to roll a death save.
You don't need to roll a death save, but I will give you the, and I like doing this, I give you the option of doing so, knowing that if you succeed, you could pop back up to 1 if you roll a nat 20, but if you fail, you're going to start fading away. So it's a decision that you can
Okay.
take.
Yeah, I'll roll because I think that's more realistic.
Great, go for it.
Hey, oops. Oh. Does it count or went out?
You have to just be consistent. Either
Was it
counts all
cocked?
times or it counts.
I rolled a 10.
Okay. You do not fade away. You do not wake up. You're not dying. You're still stable. So the woman who is still unnamed as of yet, her name is Wyhan. It doesn't matter. She will look to you right there, Lyndon, and she will... She doesn't want to damage the books. That's what's really important here. She will sculpt... She will sculpt the explosion around her. And we are going to do thunder damage. Each creature in the air must make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw, please.
That's a fail.
Okay.
Dex?
Do
Yes, please.
Corey and
No, you're too far
Aretha?
away. You're not. You're
Okay.
too far away. She's not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's 2 fails.
Okay. So, what's your total hit points, you guys?
22.
37.
Okay,
And
there's a-
Wolfie is 30.
You suffer 30
Jesus fuck.
points of damage.
Oh,
As
God.
Lyndon
Oh, God.
is down. Corey is down. Wolf has how many hit points you said? 30,
Wolf's
right?
gone. Yeah,
Okay.
30. Wolf's gone.
Wolf disappears and you're down to dregs of life. She looks at you. You and none of the shelves have shifted. Nothing. This explosion is hyper-centered. She sculpted it around everything around her, excluding herself, just catching you, Lyndon, and the wolf. The wolf is unmade. Lyndon immediately collapses and is pushed 5 feet away from her, ragdolling into the room. She looks at you and she tells you, in no uncertain terms, run. Ollie, it's your turn. Your brother, your sister are both unconscious. Arethia is equally unconscious. What will you do?
Well, there's no way
Real
Ollie's
one,
leaving.
too, Ollie.
He's no way Ollie's leaving his brother and sister behind.
You'll die
Ollie,
too, Ollie. Go get
just
help.
like covered in
Right.
all types of damage. Ollie's going to snarl, and as Ollie does that, Ollie's going to cast Healing Word down towards Lyndon, saying, "Get up."
Okay.
Nice.
She is what I like to call, what's the word I'm looking for? A massive bitch. She will
Yeah.
counter. She will.
The counter
I had to
spell.
try.
The fucking
I
healing
had to try. I had to try.
She
Okay.
will 100% counterspell that healing word.
Yeah. And as that happens, Ollie just shifts into wolf form and is going to make a attack roll against
Okay.
her.
Yay for 10 hit points. That's perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So let me just take all my things off the thing. This is not going to go well. Okay.
Maybe just start biting books.
Oh,
I don't know.
actually, wait. Hang on.
Yeah, would she
You-
know a
you-
healing spell?
That's a very good question I just saw. That's a very fair question. Let me roll this. I'm going to roll this actually live. I was going to do it here, but I'm
That's
going
Also
to...
Yeah,
not a
no,
good
wanna-
thing.
That's...
Not a winner.
Hang on. Let me see if she recognizes what this is entirely. This is very difficult.
This is very cool.
She has no idea what you're casting. She has no clue.
Yeah.
She's stunned. The healing word will go through. She has no idea what you're doing, and watching the magic goes out and heals Lyndon. Instead of telling you to run, now her eyes lash back to you, Ollie, and you see a hunger in her eyes. She has a new studying object. This is interesting,
Mhm.
and
With
instead
it.
she really wants you to stay now.
Worth it. Okay, so the words "get up" are like multi-layered as well. You can hear like there's different sounds coming from it. It's different from just saying "get up." And as Ollie shifts, there's this this new sense of awareness that Ollie has, and Ollie's going to make an attack against this wizard with pack tactics and brand new feature, Elven Accuracy.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. All right.
Nice.
Had to do it to him.
Yeah. Okay, and I'm gonna re-roll this one. Wait, how does Elven? Just let me double check Elven. Is it bad if I re-roll? Do I have to take the new one? Sorry. Here we go.
Oh, guys.
We
need to have a family meeting after this.
Family meeting.
Pissing everyone off.
Okay, cool. I just get to re-roll this. I don't have to take it.
That's
Okay,
fine.
cool. That's going to be a 19.
She has an AC of 15. You hit. Absolutely.
Let's go.
Okay.
Very nice.
Okay.
Chomp, chomp.
That is going to be 2d6. 12 piercing damage, and I need a strength saving throw.
Oh, absolutely. -1. All right, let's roll it.
What did I heal from Healing Word, by the way?
I didn't roll it yet, so I'm gonna roll it now for you.
She fails with a 2.
Yeah, let's go.
Nice.
All right, she gets I just
notoriously
tear her
weak
to the
fight.
ground. Her I'm just like biting in. I can taste the blood. I'm just like snarling and whipping all over the place. It's like that scene from Avengers with the Hulk.
Sure.
As much as possible. Yeah, and then I'm gonna
My
just
dog
roll
with
the
his dinner.
healing. Yeah,
As you cast the
Bowser
healing
with
word,
dinner.
then leap on her. You push her to the ground, snarling in her face. She's trying her best to get you off her. She's like, "You will make a very interesting test subject."
I'm gonna connect into her head with telepathy. I'm gonna say, "I'm gonna rip your throat out," and that is going to be healing word. Boom. 6 and 10.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was the second level.
Nice.
Thank you.
So that's your turn. Top of the round is back to her. Lyndon, you're awake, but it was you, Ollie, then her. So back to her. She is going to... How does she get out from under you without breaking everything? She's not going to do this.
I
She's
haven't got
kind of...
restrained or grappled, so she's just prone.
Yeah. She doesn't like being knocked down. This is actually kind of spoopy for her. You know what? She'll move away from you.
She can just stand up, right?
Yeah. She's gonna stand up, but she's gonna take attack of opportunity from you if you want to take it.
Oh yeah, 100%. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Say yes. Say yes.
And I
Nah. Give her a
No,
chance, you know?
I believe I still get pack tactics as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Wait, would you knock her down again?
Let me check my step.
No,
block.
that's I think only on.
That's an
on your
action.
turn.
It's in the action. Yeah.
Just keep like headbutting
Yeah.
her until she
As
goes
cool as
down.
that would be. Yeah, and I get Elven Accuracy on this one too. So we'll go. Oh boy. The highest is a 14.
Just misses. She steps away. She takes a long, thin wand, and as she approaches Corey's unconscious body, she puts the wand to Corey's neck, and she looks to you. All right.
I was just going to say, does Lyndon also get an attack of opportunity as she sort of makes her way over?
Yeah, if Lyndon wants to reveal
Yeah,
that he's
hold on.
awake, she doesn't know that he's quite awake
Ooh,
yet.
good
But if you
point.
do you want to, Lyndon?
100%.
Okay, go for
the
it.
question is, I got blasted with a thunder wave. I would have dropped Ispin's dagger because I was unconscious, obviously. So I'm gonna roll. So I've got a special D8 that is a directional dice.
Yeah, I have the same.
I'm gonna roll to see if it's anywhere. If it's any of the north or east sides of me, I'm gonna say it's within reach.
Sure.
And if it's south or west, it's not. Let's say.
Go for it.
Northwest. So it is not. It's just within reach. So as she comes I'm gonna grab out Ispen's dagger, which still has the Oh, actually, it might be concentration. Magic weapon.
Magic weapon? I'll double check. I don't remember.
Yeah, I can look in it up in a second. It's not gonna matter because that's a nat 1.
No, yeah,
Okay, and there we go. There's our first player that rolls. Yay!
Who was it?
Surprised?
Who was it gonna be?
No, not the first player, but the
Choose
DM
outcome.
did roll the first nat 1.
I know.
Yeah.
But Lyndon, congratulations, Lyndon. Whoever voted for you wins all the points. Okay, so as you slash with your dagger, you miss her heel. Okay, well, you're awake. She knows it now. Forget the unconscious Corey. She's going to point the wand at you and looks to Ollie. I know you can understand me in your beast form, Druid. Leave. Or else... I don't want to have to do this. But I know somebody who pays quite a bit of money to know of their whereabouts. As well as the tower... does not take kindly to renegades. Go. And she points the wand, and she's holding her action. Lyndon, it's your turn. You can see that you've attacked her. She looks down at you. She's got the wand pointed directly at your face.
Am I rolling another death save?
If you again, I'll leave it to you. If you want to, yes, you can.
It's a success.
What'd you roll? Oh,
14.
So perfect. The 2 successes. Okay, let's keep going. So, Lyndon, overlooking you, it's on you. What do you want to do? You have your dagger in your hand. She's pointing at your sister and it's unconscious behind you. Erethia, who nobody seems to care about, is also unconscious, but that's fine. And then Ollie, is
we
it
just don't know her yet.
Yeah, I know, it's fine. I don't even care about her. I love her. She's my favorite.
Chat, what do you think?
Chat, yes.
Do we
so
care
yes.
about other people?
You're in the doorway. It occurs to you, Lyndon, like without really thinking too hard about it, that you guys did leave the tower without choosing a robe. You do know the rules that if you are powerful and potent enough, which you've displayed that you are by the virtue of you disguising yourself and trying to con a black-robed wizard, that you are potent. Renegades are hunted mercilessly. They're not necessarily always killed, but they're certainly brought back to the tower and punished. Nobody knew that you were here. And they knew that you teleported, and that was part of an agreement. But you weren't meant to come to Kalaman, and the fact that she has heard of you, somebody tipped her off to your presence. This is somebody who's kind of prepared. She doesn't normally keep probably a room of like arcane warded, that's not a thing that you would have in a library. So somebody has tipped her off to your presence or to your arrival, and just in case you came to look at here, she was ready for it. I'll let you connect the dots if you think you can, obviously.
Yeah. So I get the impression that she's readied an action for if I do anything, she's gonna kill me with this wand.
If Ollie does anything, she will. She's looking at Ollie. She's not looking at you.
Okay. Back to plan A. I'm on the ground beside her anyway, so it'll go up, and there's no chance of accidentally getting. She can't have spelled. I wouldn't have known.
She's holding. So you know that she's holding an action, which consumes her reaction to let go, right?
Yeah, it consumes a reaction to do the spell.
To do the trigger.
To the thing. So she can anyway, it doesn't matter, that's mechanical terms, so I don't know. I'm gonna do it. Catapult on Ispen's dagger right out of my hand and upwards towards her chest and neck. At the same time, I'm pushing off of the ground and just launching my shoulder towards her to try and like spear tackle her to the ground, backwards into the room.
Making it cast your spell and see if it hits. She's holding. She's staring. She can't split her attention.
It's a
Was it a
dexterity saving throw if she's not going to counterspell.
She's not paying attention to you. She's looking at your brother. She has +2 to her roll. Okay.
She also doesn't have a reaction.
Correct.
I don't know if she's used it this round or not.
19 +2, that's 21.
Well, that's all good. The dagger flies past her then and smacks into the ceiling. And I'm going to try and tackle her.
Go for it.
With my movement, I guess. Athletics, presumably.
Yeah. This is going to be a contested roll.
Nice one.
Raged by adrenaline in the way that you hear about people like lifting cars off of toddlers and things. With my -1 strength, -1 athletics. That is an 18 on the dice for a 17.
Wow.
She rolled a
go.
she rolled a 12. As it's a scramble.
Yes.
Anybody who's a trained fighter would look at this. What the hell are they doing? It looks like toddlers, like
two wizards fighting.
yeah, basically ropes flying everywhere, limbs that are just not. I've heard about this thing in armbar. Like, who the hell knows? You don't know what
Somewhere
you're doing.
Goose is like, I need to wedgie someone.
Yeah.
Who do I need to...
Your wedgie senses are tingling somewhere. But it's enough that as you stand and move, you knock her and she's thrown off balance. The spell that she's holding, let's see if she manages to get it off at this point. 15. I'm going to make a decision here. As she is knocked off balance, she's staring at Ollie and she will cast the spell at Ollie instead of you. Ollie, I need you to make... Yeesh! You're going to want to succeed on this dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
I mean, I'm gonna try.
I love that disclaimer.
No.
I know that you were gonna try fail it before.
Don't listen to him.
6.
Okay,
15.
Yeah.
you hear the discharge of electricity as an enormous lightning bolt leaves her wand. You suffer, I don't know, man. That's 8d6. You might survive it.
Oh. Let's go.
Because you have your wolf hit points.
Come on.
Oh, I rolled really badly. 23 points of lightning damage.
Okay. That means
not bad.
Exactly. So I'm knocked out of wolf form. Mulch and everything that sort of clings to me when I turn into a wolf just falls off, and I'm steaming, and there's like spider electricity, and I take 3 off my hit points, which brings me to 34, I believe. I haven't taken any damage.
You took damage.
I did take damage How much?
earlier
Oh, the
from
thunder.
it was a pretty 22.
It was
I
huge.
think.
It was huge.
It was 30. 30. So you're down to
Yeah,
you're down
so
to
I was
4.
on 37, so I'm on 4 hit points.
You're at 4 hit points right now.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Boy.
And the
you
fact
need.
that you're
All
still
you need.
the fact that you're still standing, and she's looking on the ground, the smoke, and you smell the ozone in the air from the attack as she lets off a reaction. Lyndon, it's still your turn. You've used your movement. You've toppled her over. She's on the ground. Her robes are flying. She's discharged a spell. You have a bit of movement left. What do you want to do with it?
Am I still reptilian?
Yes, 100%. Your sister's still unconscious.
So I've used my action for catapult. I've used my movement to try and knock her back. Bonus action to try and get out of there with Hori.
There's, there is a window in this room. You're on the second floor. It's on a wall that's also warded by a glyph, right? Just the door has been, that side where the door is, that wall has been dewarded.
There's not a lot else I can do. I'm going to object interact, pick up the wand from her hand that she dropped out of her hand if she dropped it, or
She didn't. She fell and she cast the spell.
Oh,
she's grip onto it with a death grip, but she's fallen down to the ground.
Not much I can do. I will continue tussling with her. I'll drop down on top of her and just grab a hold and see if I can grapple her long enough for Ollie to get to his feet. And
Perfect.
help.
You do what your brother used to do to you. You put your knee on her chest and like keeping her down.
Yeah.
It's like,
hand on the wand wrist. I'm pinning the wand wrist.
Perfect.
To the floor.
Stop hitting
It's a
yourself.
minus
Stop hitting
one.
yourself.
This is
No,
like
-1 athletics.
This is like a 70s cop show where like they're fighting for the gun right now. Perfect.
Yes.
Ollie, you're up next. What do? You watch your brother has gotten up. You're hurting. Let's just put it mildly. She's on the ground. He's on top of her trying to fight for this wand. Nobody's looking good in here, and the mage, while looking somewhat hurt, still looks like she's got more fight in her.
Come on, Ollie.
I'm going to grab the fang from my pocket. I'm going to call on Ispin as loud as I can, breaking my promise to Corey, speaking for the first time, and I'm going to bring out... No, I already spoke.
Nice.
Word, never mind. But I'm going to bring out the bear totem. The big green bear joins us, giving us all temporary hit points, which is awesome, even though the unconscious people can't use it. And I'll get those. I'll get that to you guys as well. And I think I'm also going to... Boy. We're going to go wolf form. There's no time to do anything other.
Okay,
yeah,
so you
we're
want
going
to shape again?
But I can cast a spell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gonna use my last second level spell to look over to Corey, and I'm gonna say, "Get up!" And cast healing word on.
Oh,
Corey.
she would have countered it, but she's already used her reaction. She knows
Oh,
what it is now.
Yeah.
That's going to
Yours,
be
mate.
8, 10 again.
Okay.
Yeah. And then as I begin to change into my wolf form, this really savage voice, it's time to go home!
I need you to make
into a wolf.
Nice.
I'm going to run in and just attack her.
Make a perception check for me, please.
Ooh, perception. Ooh, that's going to be a 13.
You hear the sound of a trap setting somewhere in the back of your mind. Okay, so with this, there is a you're running into the room, and there's the woman. She's on the ground with the Linden on top of her. Perfect. And you
Can I
use
just
your
can I just ask, the temporary hit points we got from that was 8, was it?
Let me just bring it back up and
It
make
used,
sure.
it used to be 8. I don't know how it's.
Yeah, it might have gone up because of level. So let me just bring that up. There is 5 plus druid level. So no, it's 9.
Nice.
No, sweet, thank
So
you.
you don't get an attack
yeah.
this turn, because you've cast a spell, you've wild shaped.
Bonus action for the spell.
Yeah.
Wild shape is an action, so no
okay,
attack. Yeah.
perfect.
So I'm just like right on top.
Nice.
Ready to go.
Corey, hey, it's your turn. You're awake. Your eyes
I'm
are open.
awake.
You're feeling super healthy, not hurt at all. At 10 hit points, and you have there's a commotion and chaos around you. You see the body of Aretha behind you. She's unconscious. Your brother is leaning over that woman, and he's fighting for a wand. His disguise gone, and he's doing his best to wrench this wand out of her hand. You see a wolf, surprise, surprise, doing wolfy things. What do you want to do? There's a window beside you. There's a door that's been open. There is blood all over the place.
You're on top of the woman.
Yeah, I'm like holding her down, wrist.
So anything I do
None of
might
that.
hit you.
Oh, those ones, please. This one. That'll work.
See if I can find.
Yeah, she's her intelligence.
Maybe this
Also, you have temporary hit points as well.
cool.
this
We'll
one
use
you can
this.
use on
This will work
yourself.
perfectly.
Okay.
Oh, this one automatically hits.
I am going to cast magic missile on
Okay.
the woman.
So you're on the
Very
ground.
nice.
Let me use this room.
Level
It's not
2.
perfect, but we'll do this. So you're in here. Lyndon is on top of her. Ollie is a wolf, and Aretha is just vibing unconscious over here. Perfect. Okay, so you're on the ground. Are you going to stand up at all? Or are you just immediately going to cast magic, the spell on her from lying down? It's okay either way.
I'm going to do it
Just
from
for
lying
consist-
down. That's
sorry.
like I'm gonna if my eyes open and the first thing I see is Lyndon wrestling this woman, that is be immediately like from the ground, lashing out with the spell, and then I'll get up.
Okay, and you are a wolf. Morph into a wolf. Perfect.
Sorry to be that person, but were they tied up? Is that anything that affects or changes anything?
Nope.
Oh,
She could still use her hands. She can
Still
still
use
use.
her hands,
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
thought
It's
so.
not.
Okay,
It's
cool.
not enough. But good question. Nobody noticed this stuff yet, so I don't need to tell you about it. But yes, it's fine. So she's on the ground, and you cast magic missile. So you roll 44 plus 4.
14 points of damage.
Okay, so
Good.
she's.
Tasty.
Yep. I wrote this
The
down.
missile's just striking into this woman that I'm wrestling with, and I'm like, what?
Okay. And you know what? We can change
You're
the
awake.
scene to
Good.
this. Oh, it's gonna be goofy. I forgot to change the layout, didn't I? Yeah, it's all wrong. All right, we're gonna stick with this overlay. Sorry, because I didn't fix. We only have one camera for 2 people. Perfect. Yes, She looks at this point with the magic missile slamming into her, one after the other. She's bleeding, and she's now starting to look around the room, less intent on maybe finishing you off and more intent on fleeing. So that's your action. You have a bonus action and movement left. What do you want to do? If anything else.
Corey's not thinking. She's gonna face step to Lyndon.
Okay, you're just on top with her. Perfect. It is now her turn. After you...
She gets another 2 points of fire damage from the face step.
Excellent. So she's taking 14. And
Fire, I think, licks up Lyndon's arms as well, but like it blends in with his own Fey energy. It doesn't affect him.
And I'm going to assist him in making sure she's not going anywhere.
Okay. At
Since
the
we
end
both
of
have negative to our athletics.
at the end of
Maybe
your
two
turn,
twins can keep her
Two
down.
twins, like one person.
she looks to all of you and says, "This isn't over." And you hear a scream tear as black magic surrounds her, and in a burst of magic, you watch as she dimension doors away, leaving behind black. If only, leaving behind just
level
for a
up real
brief
quick.
moment. Just level up,
Yeah.
nobody will notice. Leaving behind just a black shadow for a moment that dissipates and trails behind her, passing through the floor, through the walls. Actually, no, it doesn't go that way. It goes through the door side because she kind of boned herself with this because she warded every other section except that one that got undone. So she herself can't dimension door out, but she can go through the door where it was done. So the shadow will kind of seep through that way, but she is gone from your sight. It's still you guys' turn. She might be within range somewhere if you want to give chase. Next in line is Lyndon. What do you want to do? You see as she's disappeared, leaving you, your brother, your sister hurt, Arethia unconscious, and this chamber pretty torn up.
Far out. What do I do? I've only got first level spells left. I will. I will say. I will. I mean, it's fun. I don't know you've got it yet.
That's true.
I'll say. We need to run now. To everybody in the room, and I will cast Expeditious Retreat on myself again. My legs are elongate a little bit as I cast Transmutation on myself to get myself speedy. Then as my action, so I'll dash as my action and my bonus action on my movement, but I will, as my action, grab as many interesting looking books as I can and stuff them in my bag.
Never let an opportunity.
We're gonna
We need to run. We need to run.
We're gonna steal from a library. Cool.
Yeah, this thing's gone to shit.
From
I'm
the
like,
black robes that are
Wow.
yeah,
chasing
they're
us.
chasing us and they're going to kill us anyway.
Stealing
What
from
is
a
it gonna do with us?
library. Some
They're
things
gonna
are
make
just
us in
too
a
far.
worse situation.
That's it.
Yeah,
Murder,
there's a
we're
public
fine with.
service.
Stealing from a library
Right.
is unacceptable. 100% unacceptable.
Okay.
To be
So-
fair, they're
Rock
pretty
bottom with
forgiving.
These people already.
As
Steal
you
from them.
IRL.
you know, and you see looking outside, a shadow that's cast over the building. She has called for backup.
Oh man.
Mhm.
You guys are
Big it.
picking up some books, and we'll figure out what they are later. How much time do you want to spend picking up books, Lyndon?
Literally one action. Literally my object interact and my action, and then as I said, bonus action and movement is dashing out of here.
Are you sure you don't want to spend? There could be really cool books in here.
Yeah, just take a
There are
short
really
rest.
cool books in
Just
here.
take a short-
They wouldn't need to ward them otherwise.
Would I at all think that she might still be in the vicinity?
Seeing the flare go up that I've described, she is in the neighborhood, but she's not in the building anymore. No.
GM, can I use my... Sorry, go ahead.
So she's probably within 100 feet of the building and calling for support. You don't know who she's called for support, but she's certainly called for support.
Probably Ilias.
Probably Ilias. Probably the
use
real
my-
Ilias is showing up. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. Ollie.
My keen senses as a wolf.
Yeah.
Can I see if I can smell her or...
She's too far to be
Sure.
smelled. No. Yeah.
All right.
Sadly, no.
No worries.
She's not she's not within line of sight. There are plenty of buildings around here. I'll try to give you a bird's eye view. Like this is the town, right? Like I need to adjust it. It's raining in this part of the town, but not this part of the town. But buildings on top of buildings. Like this is a pretty busy town. And you're in the middle of it. You're not near the harbor, so you're closer to like one of the marketplaces and not too far off the castle.
A few moments later.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, keep going. I need a minute to restart everything anyways.
Oh
so-
great, yeah.
Yeah,
Did
cool,
everyone
awesome.
while I was gone, did everyone relay what our actions were? Well,
Yeah,
Rackham
yeah.
was-
Mostly
Well,
the
no, we
wolves
just
thing.
said the
No, we just talked
1,000
about the
wolves.
wolves. 1,000 wolves.
Okay. Yeah,
But
yeah.
Cassandra is
Um,
dead now. I
Oh,
think.
yeah, and the library's on fire.
Library's on fire.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
framed Cassandra
But
for
we're all
being
safe,
a
and Lyndon has
for
skinwalker.
being a dragon king.
And
Yeah. for
Lyndon
being
has
a-
wish.
I guess wish. I
Lyndon
wish
has
for
wish.
Cassandra to just be nice. This was her nicest.
Yeah,
Nice.
geez.
Oh, that's
I don't know,
such a
guys.
wholesome use
Just
of
a
wish.
light-
Instead
yeah.
of just
Are
like, I wish
we-
Cassandra's
are
dead,
we-
be like, I wish she was
Are
just a
we?
nice person.
Is this the campaign for redemption? I ask.
Is
Totally
it?
no.
I don't know.
I was
We-
so willing for Corey to die today. I was like, I'm okay with it.
I wouldn't
This
be.
is-
Oh.
Made
no.
for peace.
But it
Oh,
would be a
to
good
be-
I'm at
story.
peace.
She was
Everyone dying though.
Hmm.
Why
Dave's
hand
still
would-
young.
Wyhan would never have killed you. She would have.
Dave's still young.
It's so much better to have prisoners
Yeah,
and people to do stuff
Thrall,
with.
Yeah,
Um.
absolutely.
Okay, so the last question I heard was, can we see her? And I said, no, she's not anywhere that you can see her. You guys stole a couple of books, or Lyndon took something. Is anybody else taking any of the books, or are you guys just getting the hell out of Dodge? And then we'll go back to the palace people.
Yeah, I think I take a book as well.
Okay, we'll determine
Yeah.
what you guys grab later.
Ollie's
all
gonna
the-
grab a book with
What-
their wolf teeth.
Perfect, so 3 books.
And we leave Arethea there?
That was my next question.
Conscious.
Well, that's up
Yeah,
to
and
you.
we're
Well,
panicked.
do you leave her there?
Yeah, I think
Corey.
Corey does. Corey is not interested in this woman. She was flirting with her
You're not
for the sake of
But
the
she's-
family.
Even
just
even if
because
it's
you're
the,
not romantically interested, you're also not interested in her living.
I mean, like
No.
she also
Well,
has
that's
all
it.
our
She's
stuff.
alive. She's alive. She's breathing. But the thing is, we need to get out of there. We're being hunted. She's not. She's a bud. She's fine.
She knows all our things.
Also,
She'll be
Corey
totally
doesn't think
fine.
this through. Corey,
You should-
like, in the panic, Corey's just
No,
gonna run.
totally.
You should just put the knife in just to make sure she doesn't.
I'm gonna regret it later.
Yeah, because she will wake up in some serious hot water, and then
They're
she
gonna
will
interrogate her.
realize that we've abandoned
Oh,
her.
no,
and
she'll
then
tell
she'll-
With
everything.
wizards.
This is everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She
Wizard.
knows
Quick,
everything.
Yeah.
Just a
All right.
quick
I'll,
neck
I'll
snap.
tell Ollie to put her on his back.
Yeah, can you guys
still in
help her on
wolf
my back? Yeah, I'm still in wolf form.
Okay,
Yeah, help me
Yeah.
get her.
Can we
Guys,
lift
it
her
was
on
Sure.
her back?
It was
Sure.
that simple. We didn't need to murder her to keep her silence.
No, we're taking her
Alright.
with.
Yeah,
Would have been easier though.
Would have been
Yeah.
way easier to kill her.
way easier.
okay. As you, it doesn't.
Sometimes the easy thing is worse.
It's easy enough. You guys are able to get out in time before any of the, reinforcements arrive, which is perfect. In the meantime, we're gonna cut back to where are you guys going? So you leave the library. You've taken 3 illegal books plus the one that you were given. Wyhan has called for reinforcements. Where are you going?
I hadn't thought that far ahead.
To the castle.
Actually,
Alleyways, I guess.
oh no, I used it.
Where would we go?
Alleyways. Like we need to find somewhere that's not.
We used to
Somewhere we can
come
hide.
here
Damn
to
Yeah, we've been here before.
our teacher's house.
Does Sabin live here?
Sabian
Yeah,
has a
that's where we
place
used
here,
to-
yes.
Yeah, that's where we used to go for our lessons before we
Yeah,
went to the high tower.
heading towards Sabin's house.
Yeah, that's the only place we would know.
All right, perfect. You guys get out of here and you begin making your way towards Sabian House, which, awkwardly enough, is really not that far away from the library.
That's handy.
Or not.
Closer
So-
you are to danger, the further you are from harm.
The further you are from harm.
Perfect. Okay, so let's cut back to as you guys escape. You arrive towards Sabian's house. You know that he's not there because he's over in Vogler. It's a simple one-story building. It abuts against sort of the beginning of the more ramshackle part of town, let's say. It was never much to spend money. But there's the door, there are a couple windows. You don't have a key to this place, but presumably you could either break down the door, go through the windows, or there is a chimney in which you could also go through. What is your choice?
I might have a spell for this. Hold on.
Oh yes, descend chimney. I forgot that spell.
No, yeah, descend chimney.
Yes.
Chimney.
Conjure gnome with a key stuck to the bottom.
Conjure a tall American man speaking like a
Yeah.
strange Cockney man.
You turn into Mary
Corey's
Poppins.
immediately gonna cast Frost Fingers on the lock.
Okay.
And then hit it with some sort of like sharp object. Do we have a crowbar or like
I got something, yeah.
Yeah, something like a crowbar into the lock, knowing that would potentially open
Perfect. You snap the lock. It's quite enough that you guys are able to break in.
Perfect.
Very few people are paying any
Science.
attention to you because of the flare that's gone up in the sky. You watch as the local population is darting away because that looks dangerous, and we don't like danger. Some of the city guards are making their way as well, knowing that something has gone terribly wrong. You dart into Sabian's place, close the door behind you. We will pan the camera to people who have been waiting patiently. Thank you. Back in the castle, were you guys waiting in the hallway, or did you guys leave?
I
Those are up to
think,
at the library.
forgive me.
Just randomly
forgive
go to the
me, Zach.
library?
I think as soon as Cassandra leaves,
Yeah.
Juniper is going to kind of like first like shove Goose out of anger.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Let me
sorry.
get like 4 or 5 more of those, okay?
Look, stop. I cannot let her have our family.
Yeah.
I won't.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. Hey, do you know poisons?
I'm going to. Poisons?
Yeah, I think she might have. I look at my belly. When she cut me with that dagger, did she poison me?
Make a medicine check.
I'll make
Can
it.
she make the medicine check?
Yeah,
Can I
whoever
help
is fine.
her? Can I help her?
I love classic, just relying on your older sister.
It hurts. Owie.
Mom.
That's a 17.
No, it doesn't look like it's poisoned. She used the same dagger that you had taken before that she took back from you. If she's done anything,
Magical dagger.
it's not obvious. It's not obviously poison or anything.
I'm gonna like just fish into my satchel and get out one of the healing potions. Look, take that and look, you're just gonna have to go with me or just trust me, okay? I'm gonna try something. And you need to stay here for a second.
Well, hang on.
And I'm sorry. I should have forgiven you as soon as you came home, and I didn't. And I was a real bitch about that.
Okay, that's.
I'm gonna essentially
wild
like
talk.
run out of the door to see if I can catch Cassandra before she makes it back to the council.
What is going on?
Make
And
a
fuck you guys. Don't stop me on this.
make a. Let's see how fast you are. Let's the
Pretty
door.
fast.
Sure, you know what? The door is closing, and you get your hand just in time before it slams all the way. You can open it into the council chamber.
Yeah.
Cassandra's there making her way back to the table, but she's not quite there yet.
Okay. Yeah, I need to like. I want to stop her in the hallway, essentially.
Okay.
Cassandra,
What?
you are a smart woman. You know that my brother will, kicking and screaming, do everything he can to defy you. You know that. There's no bargain that you can enter into with him. But if my family are kept out of this, no hammer hanging over their head, then I will do whatever you want. I will be on that front line when the army attacks, and I will help you in any way that I can. You don't need a mindless servant. You need an ally. But if you leave my family out of this, I can do so much more for you.
Are you being honest?
I am, yeah. One
Make
hand
a,
OP.
so it's not make a persuasion roll. After Goose's little outburst, she's less likely to believe you, but perhaps.
Okay, on a 0 charisma, I rolled a Natto Bowser. That's 19.
Nice.
Woof, woof.
She looks to you Your brother's will is impressive, and it has served him and me well, for reasons that we both understand. I am not like my father. I won't physically come after you, but I will terrorize your family. I will peel you like an onion and destroy you psychologically to the point that you will beg me for death. I'm not to be trifled with. It sounds trite when I say it out loud. She thinks to herself, saying it out loud means I don't have real power yet. It'll come. That's fine. I'm still learning, you know, Juniper. I accept. I will call back the hounds. But if you or your brother missteps even as much as an inch, I will skin your brother and sister, and I will turn them into what they fear most. Average. I will make them the most common, the most average persons that they actually are. It might not sound terrifying to you, but I promise you that is horrifying to them. I will be reaching out to you. I'll ensure that the council votes the way that I would like them to. Expect me to come by.
We have a deal?
Oh, we have a deal. And she sticks her hand out for you.
I'll shake it.
Excellent. Look for my message later this afternoon. And with that, she'll motion to the guard to escort you out of the hall.
Out of the hall, is that like
so
back
you
into
like
the
back into where
antechamber kind of thing?
yeah, back to where Goose is.
They open the door and Goose is like
you just pull through.
Yeah, the guards are like trying to just like get out. What are you doing? But that's where you're at.
And I'll walk back into that antechamber.
Okay. Garrett's also there going, you know, he's been escorted out as well because there's no need for a guard. And you're told to basically wait for the deliberation if you want to wait.
Yeah, Juniper will come in and she can't quite she hasn't figured out how to make someone's eye yet. She's unsure exactly what she's going to tell Goose, and so she's just trying to collect her thoughts as I let my dog out of the room.
That's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was dramatic.
I guess it runs in the family.
That it does. Look, I'm not going to be... Look, you acted in the moment with what you thought was best. It is what it is. We'll figure it out.
The deliberation doesn't go very long before the door is opened again. And standing there is the marshal, the governor, and Lady Cassandra. The marshal lets you know that they've deliberated and they've agreed to the following. They will let the people of Vogler, the refugees, come into town. There's a part of town that has been sort of left, and there's enough room for everybody there to go in, on the condition that you serve. You've been given a special rank to serve within, so that you don't report to the city guards, but that you report directly to the military, to a special position that's been appointed. Lady Cassandra will be your direct reporting officer, your superior. You will report to her. She will have special missions that she and the marshal will work on together to benefit the city of Kalaman, to get to the bottom of this. And if you're willing to accept, there is also a pay of 5 gold pieces per week. So there's money, you know, or 5 steel pieces per week. And you will receive a free lodging at Castle Kalaman if you agree.
It's at this point that I think Goose maybe misunderstood what had happened and now realizes it's like,
you silly goose.
thank you for the council's time. One last question.
Yeah.
With the title, do I get a sweet hat? Is that
You get a palm-sized emblem with a blue and gold symbol of Kalaman etched into its face. This is the special of your rank, and it's kind of like being a lieutenant. So you and Juniper, and there are, because they know that there are more of you, they've given you 3 extra ones for the rest of your siblings.
So I'll just bring my own hat, or we'll talk about it later. Is there an armory by any chance that we could access?
We accept the deal.
The marshal is relieved, happy with this. They will tell you that there is a meeting room upstairs that has been sort of refurbished and made available to Lady Cassandra, and Lady Cassandra will work closely with the marshal and the governor, as well as the guild leaders of the city. She is beaming, as she has already positioned herself as being a rather crucial element, and perhaps Steel has greased the wheels a little bit to make things work in her favor. And as she looks to you, expect a message from me this afternoon. There is, Marshal, if that they would be so kind as to make the armory available to our beleaguered overall-wearing friend. And
thank you, Marshal Vendry. That would be great. A great boon to us.
You are very welcome. And with Cassandra's noose slowly squeezing and bending you to her will, the mages, aware now of the presence of at least 2 renegades in town and a healing druid, who's walking about the city, I think this will be a perfect place for us to end it today.
Let's go.
So just before we wrap, can you just remind me the name? We didn't catch it in character, but I just want to add it to my list of vengeance. Who's the Black Road cow who's going to get killed?
Her name.
To death later in the campaign?
Her name is Wyhan, Wyhan, and I'll send you her picture in.
Thank you.
Actually, I could show chat. She looks really cool.
That picture will be burned into Lyndon's mind forever until he tears her face off.
She looks very neat.
I think the twins are
Plenty of
gonna
that going on.
Oh yeah. They're definitely.
I'm sensing.
They're gonna justify it to themselves. That
Not if
But
maybe
that's the
I
perfect
get
type
some
of evil.
sweet. Maybe I get some sweet mental
Family
health
meeting.
care benefits with my new horrible job. Huh?
So this is what she looks like.
Family healthcare.
This is her.
She is cool. Damn it.
Cool.
She is
Damn
cool.
it, she's hot.
Okay, two stars.
Hot?
I guess.
Oh
Ellie,
no.
hot.
Yeah, she's pretty hot. Wait, let me have a look at this game.
Enhance?
Her outfit.
Yeah.
is cool.
Enhance?
Nah,
Enhance?
she's like a MILF. She's a MILF.
What is that? I've never heard that term. It's a I don't know what that means.
She got big MILF
A
energy.
mage I'd like to add.
A mage I'd like to study with in my study group. In my Bible study group,
boy.
exactly. So, guys, gals, non-binary pals, let's go around the table one more time. I hope you had. I know it was a bit of a tense session, but you made it through. I thought the trap was like, oh, they're boned today, but that was good. Well done. Let's go around. Let's start with Ellen, since you finished last time. No, Rob. Actually, it was Rob that was last. Rob, you go first. Yeah.
Was? All right. Hi, I'm Robert Hartley, GM. I'm a full-time Dungeon Master, CTRPG player, and professional nerd. You can find me on all of the internet at Robert Hartley GM. And you can find me also as the Dungeon Master for a comedy group called Viva la Dirt League on YouTube. We make only half-hour episodes, so it's really easy to catch up with and keep up to date with. It's very funny, if I say so myself. That was me. I think that's everything.
Perfect. Ellen, what are you up to? What's going on with you?
Well, I'm stressed.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to stress you.
I would walk through fire to protect this fictional family,
Yeah.
even if it means dooming my own character.
Yeah.
Anyway, when that's not happening, find me on Sirenscape Friday morning for Cyberpunk Red, and find me at Roll to Cast. Please download. Please tell us what you think. If you're not into Starfinder, that's cool. We've got 8 seasons, so different games each season. So check out something that you'd like, or a game that you haven't played before and you'd really like that. So yeah, subscribe to Roll to Cast. That's ROLE wherever you listen to podcasts and on the socials. And follow me on Twitter at LNK Graham 1.
Awesome. Perfect. Let me hit that cast
And I'm
button
gonna have
there.
a little cry in a bit.
Oh, it wasn't that.
I'm gonna live tweet my crying.
I
No, it
was nice.
excellent.
I was
No.
nice.
Rackham, that means
It's a fun romp.
It was
You're
good. It was
Kalaman.
fun.
Romp
I could
in
have
many
been
ways.
Fun romp.
actual-
Kalaman.
Knocked both wizards
Yeah.
from full
Yeah.
to 0 in a single strike.
Yeah.
Did
Triggered
anyone
my
else
actual
hear?
fight or
Yeah,
flight.
squishy,
That is the
squishy
power of
wizards.
storytelling.
Did anyone else here just envision us going to like a shopping session or just like exploring the city or something? It's like,
You literally walked into one place that you really shouldn't have gone to, and I was like, "You're going to the library, really? Without me prompting you to go there? Amazing! I'm so happy.
Yeah.
This is perfect.
Yeah.
I couldn't have written it
live
better.
for it.
It's all scripted, folks. It's all for the you.
I live
It's
for
all
it, yeah.
scripted.
Yeah, we plan these weeks in advance.
That's it.
Yeah.
We have big
You should see what's
round
gonna happen
tables.
next week.
Rolling.
There's no dice. It's just we
Yeah.
say a number that feels right.
It's actually just a soundboard.
We've all got our own soundboards that put
Yeah.
artificial dice sounds in.
Yeah.
Mine
Yeah.
sounds like coconuts banging together. AJ, where can we find? Are you streaming in a minute? Are you doing world building with Rob today? Or
I'm
no?
live. We're
Oh,
live.
okay, cool, perfect. So tell us about it before we go your way.
Yeah, hello. Hi, I am AJ Winters. I am a dungeon master and world builder from Winter's Tales. We play a completely homebrew world Dungeons and Dragons game on Tuesday nights, which the Robert Hartley GM guest starred in last night.
It was so good.
So we are going to be doing a world building stream tonight, which we do world building Wednesdays, and Rob is going to be helping to build and flesh out some of the city in which his character is from. So
Cool.
that's going to be super fun. If you want to come join us over on my channel in about a minute or two.
Cool. We'll raid in there right after this. Zach, you have some stuff that happened recently. What is it?
It's me. You can find me, Zach Speaks Giant, on YouTube and Twitch and all that jazz. But also tomorrow, at around this time-ish, 7 p.m. PT, or 12 p.m. AET. Not this time at all. I'm
No,
realizing.
it's in 12 hours. It's in 14 hours from now.
14
It's
hours.
Not
It's
helpful, man.
this
Not
this time
helpful.
tomorrow, give or take 12 hours.
Yeah. I'm bad at time. No one knows what time is. 7 p.m. PT, 12 p.m. AET is a live performance of some of the musical songs from the game that I have been lucky to work with. It is being performed by Laura Bailey. It is being hosted on the Critical Role channel. It is very exciting. It's called Myth and Music, An Evening with Stray Gods, the role-playing musical. Check it out. Thank you very much.
That sounds cool. I can't wait to see you on the Critical Role channel. Can't wait. Can't wait.
Gosh.
You're more handsome than Matt Mercer there. I said it out loud. Okay, perfect.
Anyway.
Dread, how about you? What's going on with the Call of Cthulhu? Tell us all about it. Yes.
We got Call of Cthulhu tomorrow night. It's been a project months in the making. I'm very excited to be back and running a game. It'll be happening at 7 p.m. AET. I will be posting the details on Twitter and whatnot. But if you want your timestamp from Hammer Time, you'll have to join the Discord.
Hell yeah.
And that's where I post those time codes and you can see it translate to your local time zone. I just wanted to point out quickly, I don't know if anyone else noticed, just behind Rackham's head, this is my ADHD in a tangent, Takesis is right there. That is
Jesus?
Tiamat.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Yeah. That is anyway. So that's
That's
Takesis,
not
not
Jesus.
Jesus.
not Jesus, no,
Oh,
Takesis. Yeah. No one else, I wasn't sure if anyone noticed it, but I had to point it out because I had to be the one that noticed.
It is me, the Son of God. It's
Okay?
me. It's
I was
Jesus,
raised
but
Catholic.
just in my
Jesus is
yeah.
behind Rob.
You never see Jesus depicted as a 5-headed dragon.
you it's in
And
Genesis,
if you
you
never
guys.
did, it's because he was carrying you the entire way.
Sorry, that was my neurodivergency. Just needed to point that out. But come join us, play Call of Cthulhu tomorrow night. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be spooky. I've got a brand new cast that I'm very excited about. They're all incredibly talented, and I'm very excited for everyone that is a part of the Kindred community to meet them and enjoy them because they have great storytellers and I'm pretty great too. But yeah.
Awesome, you guys. Fantastic. As for me, tomorrow is maybe a world building stream or maybe another Chat Plays D&D. We do that like almost every day. It's a lot of work every day, but it's a lot of fun. I'm going to be starting soon. I don't want to announce the player yet, but I have Luna that's going to be playing with me, which is really exciting. Lou Boffin is wonderful. And one more content creator that is well outside normally my scope of, but it's she's great. And I'm really eager. It's a newbie to D&D completely. And that's going to be an evening stream, which is really new for me because it's hard to find the time when you have 1,000 children and all the things to do.
1,000 children?
I have 1,000
children. And
well,
1,000
two that I know
wolves.
of. Two that I know of. But guys, gals, thank you so much for all the support. Thank you for coming out. I know it means a lot to them. It means a lot to me for you guys to come out and enjoy the content. I know there's a lot of people invested in this story and no less than we are. So thank you so much for all your passion about it. We had a great submission this week and we're running out of time, so I can't show it. But Lazy Ember with a gift that they submitted made me chuckle. I'll show it to you guys in Discord later. But Lazy Ember, congratulations on winning the Tailspire code this week. Woohoo! Well done. For those of you who want to submit, you can always send an email, gmrackham@gmail.com with your submission saying, here's my clip of the week, my art, whatever it is that you want to submit, or put it in Discord. Let me know. But congratulations, Lazy Ember, on the Tailspire code. All right, with this, we're going to head off to our buddy over there at Winter's Tales. They're pretty cool beans. Stick around for the raid, and we hope to see you guys next time. I think we say bye now. Bye.
Bye,
Bye, everyone. Take care, everyone.
See you later.
Yay!